All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the stream. Not sure if anyone's here yet. Just sit tight, no starting screen or anything. We're just gonna wait for this to fill up. I'm really excited to do this stream today. I've been wanting to pull the trigger and do it for feels like months now. So I'm not sure how many people are gonna show up. Doesn't really matter though, does it? Honestly, if you're doing what you love, if you're doing what you're passionate about, you're good, man. So what we're gonna do today, actually, let me just give it a few more seconds. Bro, Amanda, great to see you. Good morning. Dual wielding my iced coffees here in this morning. Beautiful day outside here in the Bay, I gotta say. Beautiful day. What are you doing today? Yeah, okay, we'll get into it in 1 second, man. Let me just make sure all the housekeeping stuff is good.
Fresh meat.
Great Wizard in the house? What's up, my man? Hang in there, Great Wizard, before you leave, bro. We're trying something cool, something you might be interested in, man, in the future. Because I don't know about you guys, but to me, the most exciting thing about TBC is all of it. I'm incredibly excited for TBC in general. It's a phenomenal game. Every aspect of it is really exciting, right? But PvP and specifically Arena is just, I've fallen in love with it, man. There's so much to sink your teeth into. Finally, on the legacy side of WoW, we have some way to prove skill, to get in there, that excitement, that genuine PvP excitement. You know, the rank 14 grind didn't really provide that for many people. Just doing BGs with, anyway, I don't want to get into that side of it, but arenas are so much fun. There's so much to look forward to. There's a lot of finesse. There's a lot of skill. It's a whole new world. Cue the music. 9 classes, 27 specs. They all kind of do their thing in the arena. Well, maybe not all of them, but it's really fun, guys. And if you haven't started that, learning process of learning about the arena, hopefully we can maybe build a little bit of excitement for it. So anyway, what we're going to do today, and this is hopefully, if it's kind of a hit at all, even if it's not a hit, we're just going to look at arena games. I'll try to stick on comps that I play myself. So I'm not the biggest brain arena guy by any means, right? But I probably put in a couple thousand reps on Roguelock, a couple hundred reps on LD, a couple hundred reps on RLP, a couple hundred reps on WLD at this point. So there's some stuff that I feel like I can talk on, and we'll bring in guests. I want to maybe formalize this a bit more and make it a show. I was talking to Blaketron and Shades of Reality the other day. They said they were on board to do a PvP show. We could do it weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever. Anyways, guys, it should be a good time because Arena is incredibly fun, but it can also be incredibly toxic. Am I right? I mean, if you're just a new person to Arena and you're trying to break into the scene, first of all, the barriers to entry are so high. All the add-ons you need, the terminology, the jargon, the vernacular, the strategies, everything is just like another language. And people are so savage, right? You queue up with one guy, you lose one game, it tells you to KYS, and then you're just like, wow, maybe this isn't for me, But there are good people in the TBC PvP scene. I've been really surprised by that, how welcoming it's been. So far. Met a lot of good people so far. Been playing on the TR, been playing on Windrunner. I'm pushing Glad right now in 2s and 3s, trying to get there. We're rank 5 and 3s right now, rank 8 and 2s, still got a little ways to go with my partner Bran. We're just so incredibly excited for what's to come. Add to call whenever you can. All right, that's my partner right there, man. That's my my 2s partner. We've been practicing a whole bunch. I'm gonna add him to the call right now. If you guys are gonna get to know him a little bit here. Welcome back to the stream, guys. Everyone's doing amazing. Good to see you, bro. Your vibes always lift the spirits. Thank you, man. It's nice of you to say.
What's up, bro?
Yo, Bran, what's up, man? Good morning. You get your coffee in you yet?
Yeah, I got my coffee now, bro. How's it going?
All right, so we're just gonna jump into the first game. We've watched this already, Bran, but I figured we'd watch, something. We'd kick it off with stuff that we've already watched before. Just because it's good quality. I'm struggling to find really nice quality 1920 by 1080 games. Ideally
Roguelock
with
or just in
sound.
general?
Yeah, it's Roguelock. It's
Okay.
This is Klimp. So we'll watch some Klimp, and we'll watch some Pretender and Yanikovic as well. So Klimp, any Klimp fans in the chat by chance? He's one of the most respected warlocks in the P server scene right now. We're watching him play twos here with his partner Broken, unfamiliar with his rogue, but they're going up against Warrior Druid, which it's a matchup that we feel pretty comfortable with at the moment. Compared, let's see what happens, guys. Welcome back to the stream. So excited to be here with you this morning. So, like we said yesterday, we went over this game a little bit yesterday. Positioning wise, you know, you start up mounted. You generally just, if you can, you want to be mounted in the arena. That's something that didn't click immediately for me. I didn't really understand the importance of it, because you can't really find rogues in stealth or something if you're mounted, but as a generalization, if you can be mounted, you should mount. Anyway, they start the game mounted, baits the warrior out, rogue gets the sap. Now this warrior could Berserker Rage at any time, right? He's likely in Berserker stance, but as soon as he does, if the warlock is going to disengage and just get away from him and create distance, and then that Berserker Rage fades, you can actually fear a warrior at that point. They still have Death Wish, which is their other way to immunize themselves from fear. But as you can see, this is pretty much perfect scenario. This is the setup that Brandon and I like to do with WD as well. Sap him out in the middle like this. Great map for it as well. Ruins can be a bit.
He's playing the pillar perfectly here, so that if he does Berserker Rage, he's already behind the pillar. You won't get the intercept on him. He's got a Berserker Rage, Blood Rage, and an intercept all in one goal, so he's going to be already behind the pillar as this goal comes off.
Yep. And one just thing, if you're going to play, what class is everybody playing for TBC, man? We'll curious to see what you guys are playing, but you know, if you're playing a warlock, it's just something to keep in mind. You know, your dot range, especially increased with affliction talents, is going to be much further than the intercept range. So I was having such a hard time against warriors initially, and then it just took Spank saying like, dude, you're way too close. Like, you need to be 100% max range, like 1 pixel away from being red, you know, against them, and then you throw the exhaustion. First global goes into exhaustion. Second global, he's not committing a dot here. He just wants to slow him and control him a bit, because as soon as he puts a dot, then you're waiting the whole 18 seconds of a corruption. So waiting for the exhaustion to fall off. Warrior's trying to chase the warlock, perfectly kiting him around this pillar. It's so easy to have your pet like get the pathing messed up on it, and then he connects with anything on the pet and he's unsappable, right? They get the full sap, DR fully resets on the warrior. Full DR is beautiful. He pops his on-use trinket, as you can see. He's loading them up with dots. Actually, only corruption at the moment. There goes the Siphon Life.
He's playing this extremely careful. Extremely careful. He doesn't want any intercepts to land. Not one.
Exactly. One thing that's beautiful too, and it really just illustrates good pet management here as a warlock, is, you know, ideally you want to have your Devour Magic off autocast, right? It's something that you want to manage yourself, and in theory it's just objectively better to always have it off autocast. There are some situations where, just for peace of mind, you put it on autocast if you're just, you know, your pet's chasing after a druid or a priest or something, and sometimes it makes sense. But he goes for the offensive dispel just to pull off one of the druid buffs, and he pulls off Thorns, I believe, and then just retreats a bit. Warrior is feeling pretty helpless right now. He's being toyed with. He gets Mark now too, so we got both buffs off. Now the rogue is opening strong on the warrior.
Okay, so Druid comes out, and this is what the rogue's been waiting for the whole time. The whole time he's just letting the dot stick on the warrior. It's just free damage. Comes out, Druid comes out, goes for the cheap shot, kidney shot on him immediately. Now they're both behind, right?
Yeah, this Druid is dying.
Standard rotation too, like that. That's nice.
So fast though. I mean, I find it like pretty incredible that he's able to basically get the Druid so much pressure on the Druid just within one cheap shot kidney. Coil rotation.
He doesn't respect the kidney. He only uses bark skin. Decides not to trinket the kidney, even though it gets fully dotted. You know. It'd have been interesting to see if he instantly trinketed the kidney, if this would have worked.
Beautiful, leaving no gap in the space there. So one of the most powerful things about Roguelock, in particular, one of the things that attracts me so much to it is, I mean, everybody's heard of Rogue Mage before, right? Rogue Mage is a classic, but Roguelock is kind of a contemporary development in the TBC PvP server meta. I'd say within the last 5 years or so, some of the people like Yanikovic and Pretender X have popularized it, and that's one of the cool things. Like, a Warlock alone has 9 seconds of silence effectively, right? So what you can do is you spell lock the target once with your first Fell Hunter, and then factoring in the projectile time for that coil to, you know, hit on target, you would maybe coil when you have a second left on your silence. It would go immediately into coil, and then during that coil duration, you can Feldom resummon out another Fel Hunter and hit him with a second blanket silence. There's no diminishing return on silence in TBC, so you know that's 9 seconds right there. Plus the rogue cheap shot, kidney shot, garrote. Can't you vanish and then garrote again too, Bran? It's
yep,
some ridiculous amount of pressure. I mean, if executed perfectly, and Bran tells me all the time, you know, you can't leave a gap, and sometimes we go on priests, it really is the difference, right? If they get pain sup off early, if they get pain sup off 1 second earlier, 2 seconds earlier, the game can be a wash.
Yep, exactly.
And
it's all about not leaving that gap so that the healers have no chance to react early. They can't even play the game, and you're also giving them nothing to trinket with the rotation that we do. We don't even usually kidney on healers, so it's interesting that they go for it here.
Yeah.
And really don't understand why the druid doesn't drink the kidney, to be honest. I think he's just gonna die now because of it.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't know, that's not usually how these go, guys. Like, either they're super geared, that druid is super under geared. The ebb and flow of damage there felt a bit off, like, unless the rogue is, I mean, I don't know, I mean, that druid, usually they stabilize a bit more, they get the NS off after that huge thing, and you still continue to chase. The rogue's trying to peel like crazy, you're trying to, I don't know. Anyway, well played. So next up, they're fighting, I believe this is Cactus Pally. This is a
extremely hard comp for Roguelike, in my opinion.
Extremely hard comp for everybody. I remember talking to Gucci TBC, one of the TBC PvP prodigies. He's been a good mentor for me. He was saying that he believes that this comp right here is actually a tier 0 or an S tier comp, whatever you want to call it. Believe it or not, yes, with the Retribution Paladin. It was mind-blowing to me at the time, because I would just try to meme on Pallies and say, you know, like, and just kind of thinking that they're a tier 2, tier 3 type of class to bring into the arena. Turns out Retribution has one comp that they can play in twos at pretty much the highest level, and it's this Pally right here. Spank, who we had on the Priest Deep Dive the other day, he popularized this. I want to say he invented it, and the reason why they call it Cactus Pally is you don't touch it, and if you touch it, you get pricked. And it's basically, if you think about all the things with Paladin, all the kind of RNG mechanics they have with Seal of Command, which is kind of like a Wind Fury in and of itself, then you add in the Shaman Wind Fury. You can also Seal Twist both Seal of Blood and Seal of Command. And then you also have, what is it called? The Reckoning? Reckoning, right?
Yep.
So
Reckoning.
you have these...
That's the big one.
That's the big one. And all of those stored up melees from Reckoning are going to be... are going to basically have the Seal Twisting, the RNG from Wind Fury, and Seal of Command all applied to those autos, right? So it's just... TLDR, I mean, you can get one-shotted by a Pally. I mean, there's many clips out there. You can go to Spank's channel, check them out, of there'll be a druid at full health or near full health with bark skin on, 80% chilling, and the Pally will just turn around and one-shot him. Brand, you got one-shotted by Spank the other day, right?
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, I was pretty much a disbeliever in it. You were always hyping it up, you know, like, Spank, you know, it's Cactus Pally, you can't touch it, it'll kill you. And I'm like, how bad could it be? Let's so we lost him one time, right, trying to kill the Shaman. It felt hopeless just because they have the spells for your dots, Bop for my like second kidney, you know, Trinket for another kidney. It just doesn't feel possible to kill the Shaman. So I figured, okay, let's just try to kill the Pally. We'll make it so that the Pally will never get to you to kill you, Kargos, right? And I'm just gonna evasion tank him if he ever tries to go on me. And I'm chasing him as he's chasing you, and he just randomly turns around and one-shots me through cheat death from 100% health. And at that point, I was like, okay, yeah, Cactus Pally, you don't touch it, you get pricked. You're right.
Mm-hmm. If you think about it, it's kind of elegant, the synergies between Paladin and Shaman, right? Because you wouldn't think it, like, lore-wise, aren't they kind of opposites? You know, one's like a natural elementalist, and one's like a holy crusader or whatever, but they actually they perfectly balance each other out. So the Shaman has maybe the most... maybe the best offensive dispel in the game with Purge, and then Paladins, I don't want to say they have the best defensive dispel, but they have a defensive dispel. So Paladins don't have an offensive dispel, Shamans don't have a defensive dispel, but together they actually have all the pieces they need to, like, you know, survive and keep each other alive and work together. So It's really cool. There's a lot of things too that make the matchup trickier than you might think, right? There's Blessing of Sacrifice, which can prevent blinds from going out, prevent gouges from going out. There's the fact that the Shaman can start in Ghost Wolf, preventing a sap too, is pretty annoying. So the opener is so big in Arena, and the fact that they have all these tools to like complicate your opener is quite annoying. So it looks like they're just opening up hard here on the Shaman, which I think is our strat. They threw a sap and a blind at the Pally.
They found a window to squeak in a sack there. Sorry, a sap as the sack fell off there. If you saw that.
Oh.
So the sap fell off the Pally immediately. Punished him with the sap. The Pally had to trinket it and then put sack back up.
So Blessing of Sacrifice is a 30-second uptime with a 30-second cooldown. So in theory, it's up 100% of the time. But in reality, you may miss that. As soon as it falls off, you may be a bit slow or something might happen where you can't reapply that sack immediately. And that's something you can definitely look for. You can see the Warlock just getting absolutely pummeled by this Retribution Paladin, just pumping him, dude. The last-minute Void Sack to LOS the healer here, just to give your rogue a little bit more space.
LOS in the Purge. Barely survives, right?
Yep. Managed to get a couple dots on that Pally too, which is so big. Pally just leaves.
You can just see how rough it is too. That one is good. You're never gonna really ever get a sap against that comp, right? Like they have sack and Ghost Wolf, and they were able to get a sap, and it was still that close.
Yeah, it is. It's a tough one. I don't think we've cracked this one at all by any means.
No.
One thing that is interesting to consider though, right? So Earth Shield, guys, you see this is actually a very powerful ability. A lot of you guys are familiar with Earth Shield. If you dispel this, it doesn't dispel one charge, it dispels it entirely. It's a pretty costly spell for Shamans. They usually have a couple ranks of it. And the reason why it's so important for them is that it also is the tool that gives them 100% pushback resistance in tandem with Talents. So if you're able to yoink this Earth Shield off, they're not going to have pushback resistance as well. It's something that you just keep in mind. And with a Paladin Shaman, you don't have too many trash buffs to deal with, right? Like you'd have a Blessing, and then you'd have Earth Shield. So, there's no Priest trash buffs or Warlock trash buffs on there to deal with. It's something that you can look for. Let's see their opener here. I'm curious what they do. Do they just all in Shaman immediately? Paladin with the Repentance on this Warlock. So Brand always tells me, why can't you just run from the Paladin, man? Why can't you just run from the Paladin? They're actually a bit harder to run away from than you might think. Like, one, you can't slow them at all because they have freedom. You can try to get it off, but there's always a chance of failure there. And then they have two tools to catch you. They have Repentance and they have Hodge, both of which are dispellable by your Fell Hunter. But then again, like, they're just spamming them at you, like they can close some distance. And I believe Pursuit of Justice gives them, 15% increased movement speed as well, their talent. So all things considered, if they just run in the path of least resistance to you, they kind of eventually connect to you. And once they do, there's hell to pay. So Paladin chasing the Warlock. Rogue going ham on the Shaman. As you can see, he's opting for Curse of Agony on the Shaman. He might swap that to Tongues a little bit later once the Rogue kind of exhausts all of his stuff. First Spell Lock into Coil coming out right here. Into a Fear on Pally. I'm not sure how he gets out of that so quick, though. He just instantly breaks. He didn't Trinket. There it is, though. They just Zug the Shaman. That's kind of similar to our strat.
Yeah.
Ooh, is this DPR? This is a hell of a matchup right here. This is one that we struggle with. Yep. Where the Rogue is just out there bravely searching for something, no paranoia or anything. Gets the...
Can't tell what the races are.
Gets sapped. The worst thing ever happens to them. Their Rogue gets cheap sapped, cheap shotted out in the open. So the Warlock has to peel him with Coil, which is not how you want to be using your Coil. Oh god, sorry about the ads. Hold on, let me just skip this. Alright. That's not really how you want to be using your Coil. You're trying to use it to offensively pressure instead of just peel for your partner, which is rough. So they're going Rogue here. And usually, like, I think in a perfect world, they would go Priest here and just try to zug them down with the old 9-second, back-to-back combo. But in this case, like, they kind of are relegated to having to go Rogue here because if you go on the Rogue, it stems a lot of damage as well. It, like, helps you stabilize the board, so to speak, because you can kite the Rogue around a bit and take less damage. Okay, they get the paint up out early. Yeah.
And the positioning of where the Rogue got sat from, it would have been so hard to connect to the Priest with the Rogue on him. I feel like they were just forced to go to the Rogue at this point.
Yeah.
Now they're just in live mode. They have to live until their next cheap shot Kenny. They just put the rogue on DR.
Interesting to
They're
note
just
too.
trying
The rogue is human, right? So that is
Okay.
probably a huge reason why he was able to get sapped and cheap shot. And people always talk about the value of perception in arena. You're seeing it right there, folks. I mean, it's a type of thing though, is that if you can stabilize on the opener and they aren't able to get value of perception, immediately as the warlock at least, you feel a
You're
sigh
happy,
of relief
right?
that you can actually fear this rogue. Wotif makes a humongous difference. Like these racials in TBC Arena, I assure you guys, they change the strategy versus whatever you're playing immensely. If you see a dwarf, your strategy might change. If you see a human, yeah. So let's keep going. So they got a few cooldowns here. They got the cloak. They got the.
But I believe this rogue is Mirror, right? It's supposed to be. So Mirror slips away and bandages, I believe, in his starting room, and he's now mounted up, coming back into the fight. You see that? Immediately cheap shots the rogue. This is their time to put on a lot of pressure.
I'm not sure if
There's
this
a
one's
second
mirror. It
Kenny
might be.
Okay.
Not
Regardless,
sure.
he got the full bandage, so they're actually in a good situation now. They're not looking too bad. They're chewing through cooldowns. Both the priest and the rogue's trinket's gone. The rogue is on his last evasion there, I believe. But the lock is getting so low.
Yeah, the lock is getting so low. If anything, this looks so bad from my perspective as the warlock. You're just sort of like screaming at your rogue. This is it, man. I got 5 seconds left, you know. And somehow, by some miracle, they killed this rogue here.
Yep, that was the all in there. They had to kill there for sure.
So dwarf priest as well, guys, is really just makes such a big difference. I really can't stress that enough. I don't really know what the stronger DPR team overall is, if it's double undead or dwarf human. I guess it's gonna swing matchups in different ways, right? But a dwarf priest is a night and day difference between fighting like an undead priest, for example. The fact that they can just reset all of that wound poison pressure, and not only that, can they reset the wound poison pressure, they immunize themselves from any wound poisons or crippling or anything for the duration of the stone form, and then are able to use a juicy ass divine prayer off the back end of their stone form for full value, right? So it's not affected by any kind of mortal strike debuff, and it gives them this like lay on hands type ability mid-fight, and it just makes them so much tankier, in addition to pain sup, in addition to everything else.
It'd be interesting to see if they play a double undead DPR, if they do the same thing where they kill the rogue.
Yeah.
Or if they decide to kill the priest that when it's not dwarf.
So here's another one too, as well. This is a
We haven't
This
cracked this
is-
comp at all.
yeah. You might notice that hunter's name. Anybody know who Draenax is? Does that ring a bell to anybody? He's another popular hunter player, TBC, I believe, rank 1 gladiator type, and he's playing the resident sleeper comp, man, the cancer comp of twos, HD. I can't stand fighting against this comp. I can't help it, man. There's something about it triggers me so much. The fact that like you can just stand in a flare in a trap, and then the other team for some reason has to go to you instead of vice versa. It's a comp that's very frustrating to play against, and will absolutely rinse priest teams. And their whole strategy is just to plink the healer with Viper Sting, maybe protect the poison a bit with some Scorpion poisons. There's also like an Imp Sting talent that hunters get. I think it gives it some dispel protection as well as increase its efficacy, and you just kind of drain the other team out. So apparently Roguelock counters this, and we've heard that from multiple sources. We really struggle against it.
Yeah, we really haven't figured out exactly how to approach it. We've tried a few different things now. See how they do it.
Yeah, I want to play it back slow and really see how they do this. I'm actually so interested. Okay, the Warlock approaching the Hunter right side of the tomb. Still has Void Sack on, 15 seconds, so it's pretty fresh. Walks right into the flare. See what he does. First global, Corruption. And there's already some significance of going Corruption instead of Agony first. The reason why I would assume is that the Druid can dispel a curse or decurse a curse, as opposed to Corruption is going to stick regardless. This might be what's going through his head. Pops the on use as well. Amplify, so he's probably going to use Agony next global. Nope. Exhaustion. Whoa, 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 dude. What? Why? For what? Amp Exhaustion on the Hunter for what? Let's see. This is a 50%
Did
slow.
he really amplify that?
Yeah, he amplified it. I saw the amplify top right.
Is there... Oh, is he trying to dead zone the hunter? Maybe.
There's no dead zone TBC. I mean, you can't shoot if you're up close, but he can still always.
Yeah,
connect
that's what I
with
mean.
melee.
Like, yeah, not dead zone, but like make
Yeah.
him not be able to shoot him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why else you would commit your amplify to an exhaustion there.
That's what I'm saying. Hits him with the Siphon. Snake Trap is also so freaking annoying, man. Like, you actually are forced to deal with this as a Warlock, the Snake Trap. You have to use like a mid-range rank of Hellfire or a max rank Hellfire just to kill these snakes with a couple ticks. It feels so terrible in practice. It feels like you lose so much tempo. The Hellfire actually costs a substantial bit of mana. Really just curious how they do this. Okay, so also another thing to point out is the Rogue opens up in the Druid. I guess just finds the Druid and just opens up with a cheap shot on him. Let's see how they want to do this.
And now they have options. They could either try to kill the Druid or just CC him. No, they're just going to try to kill him, I guess.
They're just going to kill the Druid because they found him, huh? Out in the open.
Okay, let's see if this Druid trinkets the kidney. Oh, he doesn't kidney. He goes for a rupture. They're just going max damage now.
Max
So
damage.
they're going to do a coil into spell lock into another group here.
Yep. No gap right there. Perfect. Let's see if he Feldom's out another. Let's see. He's probably going to trinket the Bash, right? Oh, he already trinket. He has to force to eat the Bash. You hate to see it. Groat taking on the Druid.
It gets the Groat. They're not going to have anything to fill after the Groat, I don't believe. Unless he vanishes again. So that should be the NS.
Into another cheap shot. Cheap shot DR up already again. There's the trinket on the cheap shot.
Oh, that should be GG then. Next kidney's GG. Might not even need kidney. Yeah, that's GG.
Did the NS come out there? I
don't know. I don't. It might have gotten like instantly devoured or something. I didn't see an NS. I don't believe.
Yeah, so I mean, I could see us winning matchups like this where we find the Druid and all in him, but apparently what you're supposed to do is CC the Druid, and the Warlock is supposed to smash the Hunter 1v1, right? You're supposed to get up in his face, dot him up, dot his pet up, and then you LOS him and you get some free damage. Then the Rogue is really controlling the Druid, and you work together to land a CC on the Druid and you kill the Hunter. For some reason, these Hunters in these HD comps are so beefy though, and we've been struggling with it, but anyway, that's an interesting one. Do you prefer Orc or Undead Warlock? They're honestly better in different ways. I prefer Orc, all things considered, aesthetics. I love the increased damage on dots, especially when you find a sticky target where you know your dots are going to connect and you just blow your whole load, man. You pop your Blood Fury, you pop your On Use, your Amplify, and you just snapshot the hardest hitting dots on Azeroth on the target. It feels incredibly good. Orc also can sometimes mean the difference if you're going to do like a duel versus another Warlock. Your dots will kill his pet, where his dots will not kill your pet. So you can spend 3 globals and you know that Fell Hunter's going to die and he's going to be relegated to having to Felldom out another Fell Hunter at some point. I like Orc in 3s. Oftentimes in 3s, you're not the kill target, so you're just standing out there in midfield just blasting people with dots, fearing, tonguesing people. So it really feels like you get great value from the Orc racial in 3s. With that said, there's just a ton of fears in Arena, so you'll never be wrong going Undead. Undead is just a phenomenal, and there will be some times where Brandon and I will be playing and I'll eat an unfortunate warrior fear or something, like something I'm not even expecting, and I have to literally sit in 8-second fear, and it'll lose the game. So
yeah, but at the same time, there's probably been stuns that you resisted because you were an Orc that we won a game because without realizing it. So both ratios are really good for Warlock for sure.
True. Oh, it was a BM Hunter, Ardruin. Let me skip to a new comp. Okay, so this is LD. This is when I was first getting into TBC Arena, I did not, to my noob mind, I thought all the Rogue teams were the best teams. Rogue Druid, DPR, just anything Rogue team was going to be, S tier. And I couldn't see a world where LD could keep up with a Rogue team because it just felt like they had a Mortal Strike. Once the Rogue is connected to the Warlock, like I don't see how you trade well against that. But LD has since really grown on me. I can see how powerful it is now. Brandon and I have fought it a bunch now, and they're just so tanky. They just last forever. It's so hard to kill them, and the Druid can actually do a pretty decent job of peeling that Rogue off of you as the Warlock. That I think it's considered widely by many to be like a top 5 twos comp, all things considered, all seasons. Very, very strong comp, and one that in a lot of people's mind counters double DPS. So here we are where they're fighting Wakanda and SFs. You can see initially there's already probably so much to talk about. Warlock doesn't have the Void Sack. They've been chilling, just trying to get set up, thinking what they want to do here. The other Warlock is chasing this guy, just pre-pop Shadow Ward. I find it interesting that he's kiting. He's already in this kiting mindset, Brand, versus this Warlock, as opposed to us. We try to run out there, sap the Warlock, open on the pet hard.
Yeah, I guess they're thinking best case scenario to win versus LD, you find the Druid, right? And then you just zug the Druid down. So he's just probably in his mind, I can run around this pillar all day long on my mount. The lock will never catch me. And it's giving my rogue time to find the Druid, right?
Yep. So somebody said that one rank of minimum rank Hellfire kills them all. They do not. They actually have a bit of health. It's really infuriating because you have rank 1 on Hellfire Bound. As a Warlock, it's something you use all the time. You just like stop real quick in Hellfire and do that little pulse and try to get a rogue out. I assure you, try to rank 1 Hellfire Snakes. You're going to basically get pushed back on your whole Hellfire and do like 40% damage to the snake. And you're just going to be standing there with your dick in your hand. Anyway. So they do get the sap on the Warlock by some miracle. And then what?
Your options here, I guess, would be you could kill the Fell Hunter pet, or just maybe go for early dots on the pet and dots on the lock. That's what they're gonna. Okay, so he's gonna go dots on the pet.
I find it so interesting that he has elements up on the pet. So interesting. Maybe it's. I find this so interesting. I mean, you're running.
He's just guaranteeing the corruption in the Siphon Life and then switching it to Agony, possibly.
I guess. I mean, in my mind,
is it worth that global though?
It's got to be that he plans on banishing this at some point, or at least having the optionality to banish at some point. Just took a drain life on the pet, so it looks like they're opening pet. This doesn't seem like a great start for him, though. Maybe they're just trying to reset and get a new opener. They didn't really use anything. Rain of Fire behind the pillar to keep the lock in combat. Misses him. So he's still in combat. You can see that cross swords above their frame. So I like this game because it's a bit of a messy start. Like a lot of times in these PvP compilations, you just get like the most perfect openers and you just annihilate your enemies. Like this is kind of a little bit monk-ass here.
It's messy, but at the same time, he's avoided all damage, so it's not too bad so far.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that really is a difference maker that you can look at. If you look at the VOD of somebody who's not super good versus somebody who's really good, they just take a lot less damage and they know when it's okay to just like hide and not take damage, you know?
Okay, so the lock's going over to get this is the perfect time to try and kill the pet. Yeah, and they're gonna take it.
Yeah, pet's getting owned.
Free kill on the pet. Lock should start hard casting anyone.
Oh, this is beautiful though. So you see this little nook right here on Nagrand. Guys, this is actually technically a little LOS pocket right here, right behind this pillar. So he's going for the hard resummon. And if he doesn't get it, it's not the end of the world. He can still go for a Feldom and get his next pet out. But he really wants this. This is a big deal. So let's see if he gets it. And right now, the Warlock can't fear him from this position, right? He's actually technically behind LOS. So let's see. Going for the hard resummon.
If they lock him out on this, it's going to be massive.
Yep, he does get it. It's very unfortunate. So it's kind of a wasted go on the pet. Oh god, look at his rogue. Has Fairy Fire on him, has Moon Fire on him, Stuff of Nightmares, got no value from the pet. Warlock 40% health. It's not going well. Not going well.
Rogue cloaked and got Siphon Life through the cloak.
I love this game. This is
worst case scenario.
Yeah. Like how did they salvage this win? Wait, he dispelled the Siphon? Hold up.
Yeah, he dispelled the Siphon.
Hold up, let's look at that again. You'll love to see the dispel from the Fell Hunter coming out to help his rogue buddy out.
Yeah, that's just amazing awareness. If he didn't dispel that off, he would have got pulled off his vanish.
So, oh my god, he siphoned him through cloak?
Yep, cloak vanish.
Oh, that's so cringe.
Gets the Siphon through, and then he dispels him before he gets pulled out.
That's so cringe. He got the Siphon through the cloak. Okay, and then he gets it off, though. So Justice was... He had a 50-50 shot to get it off. He got it off. Why did both disappear? What the hell? Anyway. So the rogue is able to get the re. If he didn't get that off there, though, he could not re-stealth, and then are in a bad spot. So what is this, cheap shot, kidney shot on Druid, or...
Now the clock is very short for the rogue here. No cloak, as he just now is connecting to the Druid. They're going to have to kill him in like one go.
Deciding to eat the full kidney, though, man, that's a little bit of greed there, maybe. I think, like, this
Extremely
matchup
greedy.
would be decided in the next 20, 30 seconds, right? Like, basically the way it's unfolding. So no trinket there probably cost this team the game. The NS there not connecting for all that much with 4 wound poisons up. It's a Restokin Druid, a Dream State Druid with Warlock. Not something you see too often as well. I think they usually play our Druid.
Did the Druid end up trinketing the coil? He used trinket there on something. I missed it. And he just dies. Yeah, you just can't sit the kidney like that. You're already so far ahead, right?
Yeah.
Rogue is fully dotted with no
I
cloak.
kind of want to see that again, though, so... I feel like this Warlock needs to peel better, maybe? No, he does coil the Rogue off for a second there. So does the Druid just run out into the open? Is that what he does? I think he just runs out into the open. Oh, no, he gets coiled out into the open. Tries to retreat back to the safety of a pillar.
Yeah, he ate the kidney and then trinketed the coil. That's got to be wrong. I mean, that's absolutely wrong.
Look at that, though. I think there is something to chew on here. Does the Rogue go for a re? So he's opening on him. So he gets coiled out into midfield, right? He gets coiled out in midfield. What does the Rogue do? I feel like the Rogue, at this point, he goes to the other side of the pillar preemptively and gets a re or something. Let's see. So look, the Drain Life's on the Rogue. What is that Rogue doing? He has full dots. He's going to the other side of the pillar. The Druid's on this side of the pillar. Why is the Rogue going left side of the pillar? Is he just there preemptively because he knows the Druid's going to run around to the other side?
I'm not sure. He could just be pooling energy. He's out of energy, but other than that, I'm not sure.
You see that? He's just on the other side of the pillar right now.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Look, he's cutting him off on the other side, maybe. Like, the Warlock's pressuring him.
He was, like, already on top of him, though. That's why it's so weird.
There's no re to get. I mean, he's dotted up right now. No cloak, nothing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, well played. It's crazy that they were able to salvage that. Crazy, man. I love these PvP reviews. Shit helps so much. I'm so glad. Thank you for that feedback so much, guys. I'd love it. It would be a great joy to make content like this more often.
Is
something
this... no, it's Dwarf again. Okay. It looked like a Dwarf at least.
Yep, you can see that stone form there on the nameplate.
Fresh meat.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So let's see how they're doing this right now. They're basically...
it's a Feral Druid. You see Leader of the Pack on the Priest.
Oh, wow. Good catch. I wonder if this is Uzbeki. Uzbeki popularized this comp. Disc Feral? Could be. He's one of the only people that can actually play it at a high level.
Let's talk about it. Pause it for a second for me. How would we approach this matchup, you think, if we were running into this on ladder?
I think we would just all in the Priest, even though he's Dwarf, because
right?
the thing is, a good Rogue is able to peel 2 targets. And, like, they just have so many more control options than a Feral. So...
Yeah, and if you go to Feral, he could always just, like, sit bare for him. It's going to take ages to kill him, right?
Yeah, at the same time, bro, leaving a Feral to just do what Ferals do, they seriously pump. I want to say they deal more damage than a Rogue. It's pretty ridiculous how much damage a Feral can put out. They just lack all those control tools. They lack a lot of those mobility tools that a Rogue has. I'm not sure. You know, it's like when in doubt, killing the healer as roguelock is never bad because you can kind of just
that's how I kind of feel.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, let's see how they address it.
Yeah. Also, when it comes to CCing a priest, guys, I will say, like, in TBC, like, all the priests have Fear Ward, right? So oftentimes they're undead, and you're having to chew through a Fear Ward, a Wotif, a Trinket. They have high shadow resistance in general, so oftentimes it feels so bad trying to get fears on priests. Anyway, let's play out. Gets the snow sap? Does he get pulled out?
What did the priest just trinket?
Sap? Because maybe he found Feral, so he just trinketed sap? Hold on.
He just gets blinded and...
He just trinketed insta? Hold on.
It looks like he instantly just lost the game there if he trinketed sap.
Yeah, that's kind of a troll, right? You just insta trinket.
That's absolutely a troll. That's going to be blind into fear off the Fear Ward, into fear.
No, you just get blind sap. That's it.
Well, he's on the sap DR, right?
Oh, he's on sap DR,
first.
Right.
Yeah, so just get the fear DRs out first, and then sap off the fears. Yeah, he instantly trinketed the sap.
Maybe he was just very scared for his Feral, because it looks like he found the Feral there too. I couldn't see any reason why he would.
And that Feral goes, oh man, this is brutal for the enemy team. kidneyed
Yep.
in caster form, and he's eating it. These guys don't like to trinket kidney shots. I don't know why. You're fully
Mm-hmm.
dotted against double DPS. First kidney, gotta respond with something.
Yeah, they just
Usually
really
it's
feel
trinket.
confident they can stabilize. I guess that'd be the only reason why they wouldn't trinket that first kidney, right? Then
Yeah, definitely. And they just get punished.
yep, so he spammed a couple fears into the priest, he chewed through the fear ward, and then was able to connect. He's not undead, so that and then he still had 2 blanket silences there. Wasn't too interesting of a game.
No, that was just misplays all around, I think.
Okay, so now they're going after this RD. And to a lot of people's mind, RD best comp in the game, best twos comp
Yeah,
in the game, all
this
things considered.
yeah, as it stands, I think this comp right now, in my mind, is hardest for Roguelock, I believe.
Yeah, it's tough.
Undead, if it's undead rogue, specifically undead rogue.
I'm talking with my buddy Bran right now, who you guys are gonna get to know a lot in the coming months and stuff. We're gonna be playing twos together in season 1. We're gonna be playing threes. We're basically just playing PvP together in TBC, man. And we've been practicing a ton off stream, pushing for Glad right now and Windrunner in twos and threes, and so glad to be able to make content with Bran.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Same to you.
The mobility, I guess, yeah, pharaohs do have mobility for sure, but I was thinking in terms of just step, right, step and all the stuns and stuff, but. Yeah.
So it is going to be a human RD, so that's going to be way easier.
Why is Trinket gone already? What the hell just
He
happened?
trinketed the sap. I'm not sure why.
Which is something, no, that happens kind of frequently, right? In a rogue player's mind, you can justify trinketing the sap sometimes, right? Like I forgot exactly how.
I believe in double DPS, you can justify it, but when you're RD, your druid's still stealth, right? Like, does this druid get found and then he trinkets? Okay, his druid gets found and then he trinkets. Okay, I can see that. He's going to immediately go over to the rogue and peel him, most likely.
But that does mean he can be, after the sap DR fades, he's able to be blinded into a sap very consistently. Yep. Like as soon as this 14-second DR is up, he's eating almost guaranteed, unless you put bleeds on him or if I mess up and put dots on him, he's eating 18 seconds of CC, which could seal the game. God damn it. Sorry. Okay, so the druid is going to do what druids do. One just strat you see is just kind of a table stakes strat for the druid to stem damage. What they do is they'll take the damage from one guy. They'll just say, okay, this guy's going to beat on me. I accept that fact. And what they do is they zone out the other guy like it's basketball. Like they look at him through the pillar, they see his nameplate, they see what way he's trying to go, and they just keep him at bay and they just stay on the other side of him. That's oftentimes me as a warlock. So Bran is actually damaging the druid. I can't connect. I might have a crippling on me or something, and the druid is just I'm completely rendered, not completely useless because my pet's on him, but okay, the rogue gets a re here instead of just mindlessly chasing, which is probably a good call, right?
Yeah, so they're looking good now. RD, both trinkets gone. They can pretty much kill either of them at this point with one cheap shot kidney. See who did this decide to go for. Both rogues, I believe, are stealthed.
Ooh, we saw that rogue pop up on the screen for a second there.
Wait, is the druid's feral? There's Leela or backup.
Oh.
Okay, so that explains the trinket on the sap. There you go.
Mm-hmm. And this is a comp you'll probably see a good bit season 1. I know Uzbeki said he wouldn't play feral until S3 for some reason. I think like he feels that it's not too good until that point. Maybe it's the armor pen or the haste or the expertise or what have you. But in season 1, druids are like a resto druid could be seen as sort of at its weakest point. So I could see like a druid player just wanting to play feral season 1 with a rogue, like as it just being more fun than getting beat on by double DPS the whole season. Okay, so I think that's it for this video. It just goes into a bunch of like fives games, some meme games. We can watch another one too. We can try a different comp out. We can try. Let's see what we got here. See what we can find. I don't know if you guys have any recommendations. I have some mirror videos lined up. I have enhancement shaman druid, disc rogue. We have disc hunter, feral warrior. Some of this guy's kind of meme though, right? Disc ret. We can also watch some Riva. Riva's a good big friend of the channel. We can watch some of his stuff. You could watch some Mir. Mir is, to many people's mind, the best rogue in all of TBC. Kind of want to watch some Mir, bro.
Yeah, that sounds
Some
good to
Mir
me.
RD. Let's watch some Mir, boys. Let's give it a spin. So Mir, private server hero for sure, rank 1 rogue. This is Mir 1, 228k views on a P server arena compilation thing, right? Like, it's gotta be good, bro. It's gotta be good. I don't think I watch this. And it's in black and white. You know, it's good. Honestly, though, I don't even know if I'm able to appreciate this, bro, because I'm not a rogue player. You might be able to pick up a lot of things, Brand. Like, the plays are subtle. The plays are subtle, right? Chad, if you can pick up anything, too. Let's see.
You might have to slow it down for me.
I know, right? That's the thing, man. That's the thing. Like, this has music, by the way, but I would just get like the MCA. There's no like in-game sound. So my thing is, I usually like watching just regular games play out at normal speed. Like, what you see a lot of the time with arena stuff is like these high octane, like, highlight reels. But they just move so fast, and it's hard to appreciate anything going on. And they're not the best to learn from. They're more just like to build excitement. So I don't know if we can pick up anything from this. Let's see. Oh, I'll slow it down, sorry. Settings, playback speed. You might have to try 0.5. Sometimes I like it too on these videos. They'll actually write out in text on the screen, like when a big play happens.
So interesting. He actually trinkets the polymorph into a full blind. It doesn't look like... Okay, here comes the rogue for the sap off. Oh, he gets the deadly throw just in time to get in combat.
Gets him into a sap there too? Wow, that's pretty cool.
Saps his vanish. That's crazy. And that's GG. He just kills mage now. So has cloak, so he'll never get peeled off of him.
I mean, rogue, guys, is just like the most insane class in arena. Like, it's man, if you really just think about it, what a rogue brings to the table, right? They bring great damage, control, they bring a sick opener, they bring poisons, which are such a big deal, and the different poisons all have different use cases, right? Mind numbing has a use case, wound has a use case, instant has a use case. We even already talked about this the other day, Brand, how you're saying, like, when two rogues are evasioned, oftentimes it just looks like they're in a slapping fight and they're just slapping each other doing nothing. But Shiv will go through that evasion. So if you did have like a weapon in your bag that had instant poison, you could just Shiv and get like 1,000 damage or something during that evasion
exactly.
time.
It's gonna push more damage through the evasion than just shiving on whatever you have on your weapon currently, crippling or whatever.
Yeah,
it's gonna be more damage.
How long is Cloak of Shadows? Cloak of Shadows is 5 seconds in TBC. Oh, he said something there. He said vanish blind.
Wow.
Oh, so this is something that apparently in TBC we will not be able to do as it stands right now. So some people who are like big TBC connoisseurs of the arena and PvP, to them, the big plays are vanish meaning a blind, vanish meaning a cheap shot, or, you know, those cool gouge interactions. Those with the 10 millisecond batching are no longer things that can happen. Now, I've heard some people feel like that's not TBC PvP, fuck that, that's not the game I love. And then I've heard other people, I was talking to some Shady the other day in Energy Man, and they were saying all that stuff feels kind of just like buggy anyway. Like, they're kind of glad it's gone, or won't be in the game. Don't know how you guys feel about it, but at the highest level, those are the big plays. Everybody.
Fresh meat.
It's probably the people who are consistently doing it effectively are mad that it's gone, and the people who aren't able to do it would be glad to see it out of the out of the game. I'm sure.
True.
It's definitely not easy.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing rogue things. He's owning. Like, again, maybe someday I'll be able to.
Now.
just having a hard time appreciating the finesse in this because I'm sure there's a lot of big brain shit going on, but
Finds the druid. Okay. Trinket blind. Kidney off for the cheap. Okay. Both rogues are pretty much doing identical things to the druids right now.
into Garrote.
Okay, so he's going to commit for the kill here.
Jumps off, steps down.
Step for the bonus damage on. Nope, he goes expose armor first. Okay. Let's see if he commits cloak and
Cloaks out of
prep
the roots.
for another vanish. Okay, he is going to commit. So he's going to cloak. He's going to prep. He's going to probably vanish another Garrote here if he needs to. Seeming like he's not even going to need to. He just has the raw damage.
I mean, he's kind of just doing his rotation on the... vanish the cheap shot. Oh, huge.
There it is. He was waiting for the DR on cheap shot to see that. Oh, wow.
Gotcha. That was probably the huge play there, huh? To vanish the cheap shot.
Yeah, that was massive. That was massive.
Gotcha. I don't know, man. I kind of want to watch some full-length games, though. Like, I'm having a hard time.
Sure.
Like, yeah.
Let's do it.
I mean...
Maybe we can find some... Is there some RLP videos out there?
Yeah, anything. If you guys have high-quality games, this is something we would very much love to do. Just, like, watch them and learn something. Pre-kick polymorph, though. Let's see what this is. Pre-kick polymorph?
Yeah, it already happened. So the second he got in range of the mage, he just threw his global onto kick. He knew that the polymorph was coming.
So it didn't fully lock him out, though. It was just... Oh,
he locked him out on the poly, yeah. He focus kicked him on the poly.
Before the cast even happens, you can kick them? Or did the gap happen? It was just like 1.1 millisecond.
It's like, yeah, like it was like instantaneous. Like he was ready for it.
Okay. Let's see what else we can find here. I'll put on some Pretender and Yanikovic while I look for some stuff. This is another roguelike heroes, pretty much the people who popularized the comp.
Did you see what Babka said?
Oh, Babka's in the chat? No way.
Yep. Said Riva sent me a video on him and Mir going 50-0 with RLP.
Oh shit. Let's go. Let's go. We should watch some of your games, Cargos. That always help me to watch my own games after. We could. It'd have to be through Brand's stream. I haven't been streaming them myself. But I have been recording all my threes games. Okay. So let's take a look here. Yo, Boca, good to have you in the chat, man. Boca's also going Roguelock Season 1. Yo, DM me that, bro. If you have any good quality arena to watch, man, sign me up. Sounds delightful.
Oh, this is Pretender X and Yankovic. Nice.
Yep. Apologies for the quality, boys. It's 720p as opposed to 1080p. Hopefully it's still watchable.
Okay, so let's see how they approach this matchup.
I'm going to back up a little bit. So it's against DPR.
It's a troll rogue, it looks like, according to his unit.
So what does that mean to the chat, to you, Brand? If you see a troll rogue, just to show how big of a deal racials can be, what goes through your mind immediately if you see a troll rogue?
Troll rogue effectively has one less PvP trinket than an undead rogue does in terms of the warlock. So say me being the rogue on the roguelock team, I open on the priest. I'm not afraid at all of the rogue opening on me because I know my warlock can just sphere the rogue instantly. And there's nothing he can do to get out of it because he trinkets it. I just follow it up with a blind into a sap and he CC'd for the rest of the game. Whereas if it's an undead, he just has to will of Forsaken the fear. And now he's back on top of me. And immune to fear for the next 5 seconds. It's actually massive. It's game changing.
It is. It's a big deal. I love it, though. People are getting heated in the chat, bro. Because people are fired up, bro. They're ready to show their skills in the arena. They're ready, bro. People are ready. I'm ready. You're ready. Everybody's ready. And the thing is, when you look at Classic WoW, there's not really a good way to demonstrate that skill. Like, there's like a CDL tournament here or there. There's this other tournament here or there. But there's nothing like the arena, man. Everybody's talk shit until they get hit, right? It's like people are going to be able to prove it. They're going to be able to jump in 2s and 3s, and they're going to have a number. And people are going to see how people stack up, right? So it's exciting. That heat, that energy, that fire is there soon, right? Everybody's talking shit. Let's see how far everybody gets. It's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. Arena is so good for the game, bro.
Yeah, man. So hype. Okay, so what is this? Pandola is the priest. Gets him in a sap right here. Pretender saps him. Rogue still MIA.
Actually, well played to the priest as well. He actually tried to pre-fear like the rogue out, and just the way the batching worked out, he got the sap anyways, but he did get the fear on the rogue and the lock. So
So I
now
like this.
Pretender's will is gone.
That is nice. You able to get that. I like how the warlock howled first. You might think, oh, he's using a cooldown, right, for no reason, but it's hard to get off a howl in general versus like a DPR. Like he's using it on the opener, and I think his reasoning is that he thinks there's a pretty good shot the rogue's nearby, and he could be able to get like a fear bomb out, right? And that howl is just burning through the fear ward on the priest, so he knows that the fear ward's on the priest. He has him up, so he knows he just immediately goes into the double fear because he knows the first one is basically a moot point. So gets the full fear. This is gonna almost certainly get the Wotif out. Rogue is opening on the enemy rogue. There's the Wotif. Cheap shot, kidney shot. Some dots going on the rogue. Let's see if they kick that flash shield. Do not kick that flash shield. No tongues on the priest yet. Going for the greater here. I'm certain they're going to lock this, right? Doesn't lock that. Doesn't. Okay, step kicks that one, right? Step kicks that one.
But his spell went on cooldown, must have gotten resisted or something, I believe.
Yeah, probably. That happens quite a bit, actually, because I don't think your Fel Hunter benefits from spell penetration. So I'm still looking for him to put tongues up on this priest at some point. But maybe he's just in stem damage mode right now. You can see him. He's really like elegantly just tracing the outline of that pillar. Optimizing that.
Yeah, the rogue is on stun DRs right now, so they're kind of just in live mode. Pretender's not really scared because he's still full HP, has health stone.
Going for the first aid, just a couple ticks there makes a big difference. Knows what those debuffs are on him, knows that none of those are damage over time, and able to squeeze out a little bit of healing. So if you actually just pause it, I know it's double DPS, and I know the game's been going for about a minute, but they're still reasonably healthy here, right? And they've gotten some cooldowns, and you know they haven't just fully alled in and zug-zugged completely. They're kind of being a bit patient.
So now the rogue is on his last evasion there, so he's already prepped.
The resist on the fear, brutal, dude. Brutal resist on the fear.
Yeah, the will's already out, so he would have been able to sap off that as well.
It's the full fear.
Is that the fear?
Yeah.
Okay, now it's go time. Now it's go time. Did they have a kidney DR for the rogue here? Oh, he trinketed the. Okay, he trinketed the fear.
So that's going to be blind into sap on the priest, right?
Yeah, it should be blinded to sap. GG. There it is. There's the blind.
Yep. So now things are looking great, man. Once you
just
get that
need a
trinket
stun on the rogue, yeah.
Yep. Like we've been in these games before too, we're just like the game is basically won. We just can't throw. Just chill. Make sure you get that sap. There's the blind into sap. The fear DR should fully reset too by the time that sap is off too. Like that's how long of a CC chain it is. There it is, man. You just misplay, use one trinket, and GG, man. You get punished. That's a fun game to watch. Endless has 200 players, man. The rank ones on Endless are only better than like 10 people, bro. I'm just so excited, man. We're going to see a lot of diversity in comps. We're going to see a super active ladder and huge amount of players. It's going to be freaking amazing, dude. Okay, so DPR again against a new team. This is double undead DPR. This is much more common.
Yeah, so Pretender got the sap on the rogue here, so this is a ideal situation for the roguelock team. Gonna get the full cheap shot, kidney shot, so their response, the DPR's response is gonna be pain sub for the first kidney. So they want to hold on to the trinket.
This is what you want though, right? Like you really want this as the roguelock. You're trying to get a few cooldowns here. It almost feels like if you can't pressure those cooldowns and that first like kind of mini go, like you lose. You know, you need to get a cloak, you need to get a pain sub, you need to get a trinket or something.
Okay, there's the cloak. Interesting cloak. He's really healthy.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like it though. Kind of part of me thinks it's kind of big brain. Like he just knows he's about to take big damage, even though he's healthy. You know, he's like being proactive about his damage intake, and he's like, okay, I should just jump down now because I'm about to get pumped. Oh, yeah, rogue gets a re. Enemy rogue gets a re. Pretender trying to help his buddy out, trying to prevent that rogue from doing too much damage to him. Yep. Immediately gets the cheap. As you know, man, like sometimes like if you're kind of far away and I get cheap shotted by a rogue, I'll lose 25% of my health just even in that cheap shot. It's so important to be like snappy with the peel.
Yeah, definitely. So where are they at in this game? It's not looking amazing for them.
It's not. So the rogue trinketed that
kind of on the back foot. Okay. Okay, yeah, trinket's the kidney.
Where's their trinket? Like, where are they tracking the enemy trinkets on this? I don't even see anything. Is it, like, I'm just guessing. I just saw the kidney shot disappear, so he must have trinketed
Yeah,
it.
I'm not seeing it either, but I do believe, yeah, he did trinket that kidney for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's like live till next kidney, and they're out of pain sup, out of trinket. So the next cheap shot kidney, they should be able to pump the damage. You would think, but they got to live till then. They got 20 seconds to go until the kidney DR occur. So let's see.
Yeah. Yo, Crix, thank you so much for the bits, bro. I know, man. Yesterday was huge, and I can't believe we killed Mag like that, man. That was insane, man. I'm really excited for TBC, bro. You've been crushing it, leading the guild to victory, brother.
Fresh meat.
Okay, so they're staying on the rogue, which is so different from the way we do it, right? We usually just zug the priest. This might be the 200 IQ way to do it, like because.
Can we actually go back and I want to see exactly how the lock is able to slip away from the rogue completely?
What you're saying when he opened up on him down on that pillar? So he jumps off this pillar.
Pretty much from where he jumped down until where he goes back up. The rogue actually never really connects other than that initial cheap shot. So
I think because we talked with these guys, right? We've talked with Pretender and them a bit now, and they're saying you need to kite the rogue. You need to kite the rogue and go rogue and kite him in between kidney shot and stun DRs, right? So maybe this is what they're talking about. I'm trying to find it. It's when he jumps off the bridge, right? And then,
right, yeah. Well, they actually end up ooming the priest. That's crazy.
Shit, man.
We've only had a couple games like that.
Oh my god, I think I lost it.
I think it's back more. Yeah, that's the game. You just gotta go back in earlier on in the game, I think. Oh, is it not?
Fuck it, man.
It's all good. It's all good. We lost it.
Fuck it, my bad.
That's all good.
Hold on, maybe this is it. Maybe this is it. Play at 1x. YOLO Zolo, great to see you, my friend. Fade looking nice. Thanks, man. I just got a haircut today, yeah. Scruffy yesterday.
Fresh meat.
Okay, so they're going rogue. They seal out the killer.
Yeah,
you know, I'm having a hard time.
They were just able to stem damage somehow. They lived until the priest was completely oomed. That's it. It's amazing. The DPR's rogue is on his second or maybe third cloak here at this point.
Yeah. I'm so impressed.
So long.
I've watched a lot of their stuff, Pretender and Yanikovic. That's the thing, I swear to God, that impresses me the most about their play. How healthy they stay, both of them, throughout a long fight against a control matchup. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, they're just so good at taking less damage than other people. Okay, so this is a RD, another tough one. It looks like they find the Druid Irish, no leader of the pack shenanigans, finds him in cat form. This is like the ideal start. Did they get the sap on the rogue? No, rogue is out. Peeling Druid off, cheap shot, kidney shot.
Let's see the decision from the Warlock here. What do you think is correct? Maybe how the
landing that first fear is so crucial because it can snowball into a huge fear chain. So he is able to get that.
They're gonna swap to the rogue. They're swapping to the rogue. That's actually insane.
So rogue cloaks. Druid trinketed something. It's kind of tough to see what's going on without the Gladdy, man. I'm not sure what cooldowns are being exchanged. They're kind of just dotting everything up, it seems like. Let's see what they do here, though. So this is like, remember Spank was telling us about this when we did the lesson one time? He said, sometimes it's okay, just not to just chase after your targets. Sometimes it's okay to know what cooldowns you traded for theirs, to know you're ahead, and to just chill in the top level. Don't get jebaited and chase them down into the bottom, into their death trap, into a much better position. No, get healthy again, drink up, do whatever you got to do, bandage, and then open in a more favorable position. I'm not saying that's what they're going to do here, but they might. Yeah, see, look, he's just going for the first aid. He's not chasing them down there into, like, the pillar of death. He's getting healthy. At this point, they probably got a trinket out of the Druid. I saw him trinket something, right? The Rogue might have trinketed. He probably cloaked recently. There's still a Siphon on the Rogue preventing the re. And look at him. Rogue's totally healthy. 9,382 health. 12.6k on the lock. Like, they're fine. Even though they're double DPS and they've been fighting for a minute.
Now they have options. If both of them, I'm assuming both of them have trinketed at this point, they can either CC Druid kill Rogue or just zug the Druid. So let's see how they
look at him just zug that Rogue, bro. Spamming Syrian Pain in his face, bro. The blind, and they have blind up again. Did they live till second blind? I think they did, unless they didn't use blind on the first go at all, because then that's huge. Druid no trinket, blind, he's eating seed. Yeah, I mean, just rinse them.
Yeah,
that was nice.
Should be GG. Even just a blanket off the fear is GG. Yeah.
So this is WD, and Life Russ is a pretty known warrior, and he's in Brutal, right? Isn't that the Brutal helm? Like, this is...
Yep.
Immediately looking horrible for the Warlock. It may look good that they got the sap, but look, I guarantee you this warrior is about to intercept him right now. He's so close to him. He's too close to him right now. He's about to get, yeah, there it is, like just immediately. And as soon as that warrior connects on you, you get a sinking feeling in your stomach. You know your chance of winning has gone down 15% or something. Like, that's how it feels. A sword spec orc Zug warrior with a, is that a tree druid? Or... it might be. That might not be. Oh, it's the same druid from the game before.
So he's dotting and tanking the warrior and constantly just moving towards the druid. As the druid's going to get stunned, he's going to fear him off the kidney. This is perfect. Even well played by the druid, though, to be in bear form, so he can't get sapped off of the fear.
Wait, the rogue stepped over to the druid and kidneyed him or something? Sorry, I missed that. So
I believe the rogue waited for the druid to come out and then was already on top of him. And then the warlock just waddled towards the druid while the warrior was smacking him.
Getting any fear on the enemy druid can be game-winning, absolutely game-winning. The warrior, like, it feels like if the warrior's playing correctly, like, the thing he's trying to do the most is to prevent that fear. The rogue lock are trying to cross CC so they can land that fear on the druid, and it really all comes down to that, because if you can land it, you can spiral it into, like, a humongous CC chain. So the warrior will do anything. He'll trinket a coil, intercept, he'll obviously pummel, intimidating shout, anything he can do to stop that fear from connecting to the druid, and the druid is just trying to play complete keep away, out of range of fear. But this is consistent with our strat, right? We just kind of pump the warrior down with 5 wounds. Or try to at least. And it feels like a pretty decent matchup.
Now they're in this, if they need to get the kill now. If the warrior stabilizes one more time, it's going to be looking extremely rough for them. He gets another fear.
Yeah. No, I think they kind of just outplayed them there. Like, there's...
Yeah. Oh.
They got way too many fears off.
Yeah, agreed.
Alright, so Pops is on use and no one was even out yet. That was weird. The rogue must have just said on comms, oh, found the druid. This is amazing when you find the druid in cat form like this and you're able to open on him. Oh, this is so bad though. He Pops is on use and gets sapped. Yikes.
Oh no.
Yikes.
But look at that, he's got an agony up on the druid. You hate to see that. He actually interacted with the druid and got sapped.
Oh yeah, got some batching action. Yeah.
Yep.
So blind on the rogue. Why could he possibly be eating this blind though?
He trinketed the sap. He actually trinketed the sap.
Oh.
The warlock did. Oh, yeah, the warlock did. I don't know about the rogue.
The rogue, yeah, I'm not sure. That seems weird to sit that blind. I mean, that's just some Zug action right there, man. Just all in the druid. A lot of pressure. Found him in cat form. The rogue either trinketed incorrectly or just sat the blind and thinking the druid would be fine. If he didn't eat that whole blind though, he maybe could have trinketed and peeled both, and all it takes is a shiv on the warlock and then the druid gets to the side of the pillar, and then he starts stunning the rogue, and the druid is actually chilling. Okay, DPR again.
DPR? Double undead this time.
Hold on, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. So he just runs out in the open, gets the sap. Usually, I mean, we know how the ebb and flow of this usually works. Usually, like, kind of, I get sap before the priest or whatever. Like, he must have been so quick on it, getting the sap on the priest, and then just immediately throws an exhaustion to get in combat. That's why he did that, right? So the rogue can't counter sap. Beautiful play there. He could have thrown on tongues or something like that, but that's something I need to get better on doing too as well, throwing exhaustion on priests. Because you can't catch them as a warlock if they're running around a pillar without exhaustion. They can't remove curses. They just have no decurse. So he gets in combat with the exhaustion, goes to the fear to burn any fear ward. Look at that, burning the fear ward, immune. Now gets a fear, full fear off the sap. They're going to almost 100% get Woda fear. Nope, doesn't decide to Woda. That's probably a good play because no pressure is really going out. But look how much pressure just randomly starts going out on the rogue. Into the spell lock, just blanket. Into, no, he's getting some flash heals off. I would love to see a tongues go on him right now. There's the tongues. Yeah, there's the tongues.
Okay, so they got all the cooldown. They got pain stuff, they got cloak, they got PI.
Yep, locks.
They're just so far ahead now.
Locks the flash with the second fell hunter. He's really prioritizing the tempo. He's just saying, I got to use this Feldom cooldown now because I'm going to die soon. And they get it. That was well played. Very high tempo game.
Same, yeah.
Okay, Lomachenko. This is another private server known dude, right? I've heard this name before. Okay, Saps the Warrior. This is kind of weird. He's right on top of him. But I kind of like it if it's Warrior Druid. You know, being centrally located versus Warrior Druid on ruins assures that you're always going to be like relatively near them to try to get a fear on the Druid, as opposed to like, let's say the Warrior gets on top of you inside of your starting room and the Druid's just like 40 yards away in Egypt. So, starts with a fear on the Warrior. I think he must have called that he's in battle or something, because they're playing so chill right now. No.
Yeah, he must be in battle or D. Oh,
Insta blind on the Warrior. Interesting.
Yeah, the Warrior, I believe the Warrior trinketed that fear.
Trinketed that fear. This is weird, though. Warrior was in the wrong stance, bro. He's kind of trolling. Sometimes it happens, though. You catch your Warrior in battle.
To get the sap off the blind? No, I can't.
Now they're just double dotting both. So much pressure on both. They're so behind. The NS didn't connect for very much with the 4 wound poisons. It's such a huge difference. Oh, look at that Nightfall. Beautiful proc, just flinging it out. Sneaky Night right there. Another spell lock coming out too. Oh! Was that the NS? They're stabilizing. I spoke too soon. They're stabilizing. Game just got
3
hard.
life brooms are just keeping him alive through that damage.
Holy smokes, they're stabilizing. This is actually looking kind of bad now. He was going for the banish on the tree. You can banish a tree druid, boys. I don't know if you knew that, but they can just cancel the form in the tree. He gets the banish on the tree, dude. That's a little sus right there, because you can just cancel form out the tree, right? Maybe just tunnel vision for a second. Going for the rebanish, maybe? Banish DR is different from Fear DR, or no? Chat, I think it is. Because look, that's a full Fear. It has to be. Yeah, he just banished him a second ago. That's insane. He's going to banish off this. Yeah, he's going to banish off this. Banish off this. Oh, he could have banished off that. Oh, I guess they were just pushing for the kill there.
And they have to kill now. Rogue has like 1 second to live here.
Yeah. There, I got him with the knife off proc, yeah. Yep. Going for the fear on him, blind into fear. Damn, what a game. Hell of a game.
It's a good one. For sure. Both teams played that well.
Lomachenko is a Ukraine boxer. Oh, okay.
Here's another one where the racial actually... This is the Warrior Druid setup that I'm scared of the most, is the Dwarf Warrior as a rogue player.
Oh, yeah, dude. Dwarf Warrior is kind of low-key good, guys. Can you explain your perspective on that, Bran? What in the context of the matchups that we fight, what about it is terrifying? So
typically when you're fighting against Warrior Druid, at least the strat for Rogue Lock, and I believe it is for a lot of rogue teams, is you kill the warrior, right? Mm-hmm. And the difference between him never being able to really recover from the 5 wounds and being able to have a button to press that instantly clears all of them and makes him immune to them for being applied for X amount of seconds is massive. It's an entire defensive added into the matchup that you have to consider as you play it.
Yeah. Warriors are just oftentimes the kill target in general. For some reason, you would think they're like these big tanky chads, right? Like plate armor, like the worst target to go on. I swear, the arenas, most often the shot caller is usually just like kill warrior, kill warrior, kill warrior, go warrior, go warrior. They're a good kill target, man. And in twos, a lot of time, like if it's warrior druid, if it's warrior shaman, if it's warrior priest, too, we pretty much almost always kill the warrior. Just stack up wounds on him and kill him. So the fact that he can reset all of that wound poison is insane. Whoops. All right. Let me rewind a little bit. I missed the opener. Okay, so the warrior gets up in his face and just preemptively berserker rages. A little questionable.
Yeah, they're gonna punish that. He'll just wait that out. Sap out as that ends. Get max distance. Get the dots going.
They didn't though. They actually got in the combat. Yeah, they find the druid. Druid should not be taking that much damage in the opener, dude. That's insane.
They're just eating the kidney. They just refuse to trinket the kidneys.
I don't think a good druid is ever there, though. Maybe I'm talking shit for no reason, but Like, why is the druid there?
I'm not sure.
Why is the druid there? That seems so scary to be as a druid. I mean, I guess, so his warrior is here chasing, I guess. Where would you play as a druid? Probably behind this pillar, the far pillar. Pretty much anywhere but there, in the middle of the map, like in between the potential rogue and the warlock. Gets punished pretty damn hard for it.
Yeah, this is, yeah. And then he even
he eats the full kidney as well, right? He didn't trinket that
kidney,
immediately,
which is it's just a mistake.
That's just a mistake, yeah. In the middle of the map, bro, you need to recover from that position, bro. That's too much, man. Too much pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. And usually this map is the nightmare map for killing druids. It's you know, it's so tough, man. These pillars are chunky enough that you really it's so hard, man, to even two-man druid. Oh my god, look at this pressure coming out. We're playing our first rogue mage game we've seen of the day. It's actually really cool.
Nice.
So let's see this. I'm gonna put it into 0.5. Let's play it nice and slow. Let's see what we can make from it. Cat fixed, hell yeah. This UI hurts a little bit. But yo, these guys are legends, man. You gotta have respect for them. Yannickovich and Pretender, legends. Okay. All right, let's see. So Rogue Mage, who do you think's gonna win? Well, I guess they're gonna win. It's their video.
Rogue Mage Rogue Mage versus Roguelock is actually a very interesting matchup from the Rogue POV at least. You end up playing this like mind game. That's what I call it, where you're just baiting each other to fully commit, and you punish with a cheap shot kidney. And you can't trinket either of them because you get punished with blind. And if you sit them, there's a chance that they just decide to kill you while you're in the kidney. So it's very interesting.
Yeah. Look at this though, Brand. We sometimes we talk amongst ourselves thinking, oh, what's the best way to open against Rogue Mage, right? Like most of the time I'll send my Fell Hunter out there to kind of just flirt with the mage, maybe peel off a couple buffs from him, get him in combat, prevent me from getting sapped. It feels like kind of worth it just to get some value and feel like the mage is getting put on a clock, force him to come to us. So if you look at this though, this is a scary sight to see. First of all, QZen, recognize that name. The dude is sapped in the starting room. Mage is full Zug Zug, Icy Veins, MQG, Mind Quickening, Gem Popped, ready to actually put hands on this Warlock. Let's see what he does here. Walks in, first global appears to be Fire Blast. Looks like the Fire Blast animation. Wait, is this in 0.5 and it's still friggin'... Oh, it was in 1.5. Okay, sorry. So just spamming instance, Fire Blast into Cone, into Nova... into just shattering with Ice Lance. Nothing has been casted. The Warlock is getting absolutely dumped on. Arcane missiles into him. He doesn't mind getting locked on Arcane. It's whatever. If he does get locked on Arcane, he can go for like a juicy shatter. The Rogue is... They're going on the enemy Rogue. So he put Coil on the Rogue. There's the Cloak. So right after this Cloak clears, they're free to... The Rogue's effectively dead. If you put a couple dots on him, he's pretty much dead.
Yeah, they're committing to the Rogue, so pretty much exactly what I was saying. The Rogue just waited for the other Rogue to open on the lock and just waited for him to sit the kidney too long, and they just commit to him. They put bleeds up, and
the lock does die, though. You can see how high tempo that matchup is.
Yep.
Thing is, I think they could have played this one a little bit better, too. I mean, who am I, right? But, like, they probably would have thought this could have gone better as well. A lot went wrong for him here. The thing is, too... Usually that Rogue would be dead, but there is something about Rogue Mage that is interesting, right, guys? I would reckon to bet that if you played Rogue Mage, anybody play Rogue Mage in the chat, you know, even in further iterations of the game, it's probably the same, that the Mage food probably wins you a couple games per session, I would imagine. Like, because if the Rogue did have dots, right? But if he was able to drop combat and get to a corner, and maybe he had like 2 dots on him, I think he could survive with food. Like that, those dots don't kill him if he's eating. You know, maybe like 1 tick of bandage or something. So he's not 100% dead. But, yeah, they do. They do get the kill here. Okay. So it's them again. Rogue Mage. They open cheap shot on the Mage. Mage immediately blinks from the cheap shot.
Yeah, so he's doing that intentionally, I'm assuming. He wants to force the blink, maybe Shadow Step, kidney him. If he trinkets, he's going to punish with blind. If he blocks, he probably just banishes out. They wanted to... It looks like they... Oh, this is the 1v1. This is the
1v1, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too. I was a bit confused as well. So this is the 1v1 between the Rogue and the Mage. I mean, I want to say generally speaking, the rogue, if they can just sit around and literally wait for all cooldowns, including prep, and they just have like mad time to kill, and they're just down to like sit for 20 minutes, I think they're favored versus the mage. You'll see a good rogue just open on a mage, get one coolie. As soon as the mage pops water elemental, they're gone. As soon as the mage blocks, they're gone. They just reset again. Just reset, just work, just chip away at their cooldowns. And it's interesting, Bran, you were saying that elemental is like potentially their most powerful cooldown as a mage. Like it deals so much damage.
If you know that he has no elementals, you're pretty much not scared because you know you only have the one Frost Nova to deal with. If he has Cold Snap, sure he has two, but then he would have. So he has no water Ellies. It's pretty easy, to be honest.
Yeah,
not much to deal with.
I think we talked about this before, right, guys? If a water elemental was to hit you, if you were just to stand still and let a water elemental hit you for the full duration, it kills you, right? It kills any class, I think. I think it kills any class. If you just like 40 seconds uptime just spamming you and you're not doing anything, you're just sitting there, you die. Like that, it does a lot of damage.
It's also very squishy.
Yeah, they are very squishy for sure. A couple dots, it'll die over time, and takes you a few seconds to kill them. Okay, so this is what, LD? It's LD.
Or mirror. Is it LD?
They find the druid.
Oh yeah, Mark the Wild. Okay.
Cheap shot.
Man, all these.
Shot.
I would love to see a matchup where they don't just find the druid and kill him.
I know. He does trinket the first kidney though, which is good. This is like.
So coil into Garrote should be, or coil into Spelllock should be next.
Yep.
Spelllock off the coil.
So they already summoned the second Fell Hunter. He's in Bear.
There's the Spelllock.
We've been in this situation one too many times, man. Like the druid will stabilize here, you know, and then you're gonna have to kill him on the second kidney.
Yep.
Like, you've already blown your load right now. He's at 40%. He's in Bear. He's at 69%. He's running around the pillar. Very much par for the course here. Druid. So here's the next... is this the next cheap shot kidney shot DR? Let's see.
Yep, should be.
There it is. Let's see how much damage, how much work
you
they
just
can
need
get
to
done.
pump him. As much damage as you possibly can here.
Yep.
No hots up, caster form. You're not gonna get better than this. You're never gonna get a druid in a better situation to kill him.
They just have enough damage to kill him. So
yep,
the good thing about them being double undead here is that the warlock just really can't do much. It feels so helpless from the other end, right? Because they both have votive, they both have trinket. They're on the druid, so the druid's not really gonna be able to like cyclone either one of them or anything like that. So you're trying to peel two undead characters that are just zug-zugging your druid. And like if you were an orc, for example, in this situation versus LD, like me as the warlock, like it probably wouldn't even be, you probably wouldn't win. I don't know, I don't want to be dramatic, but you probably wouldn't win. You just have to eat a full DR fear, and you'd have dots on you, and you'd be very, very unlikely to get that fear off you with the Fell Hunter, and you wouldn't have the damage to kill the druid. The ratios matter a lot, man. Okay. It's 1v1 now. He's gonna win. Let's skip to the next game. Okay, I love the Rogue Mage. The Rogue Mage matchups. Okay, so it's in a grand arena. He's out the gates. Has the Mage on focus. Oh, just straight up opens cheap shot on the Mage. Do we do that, Bran? Cheap shot, kidney shot on the Mage?
Ooh, but they get punished. He gets sapped at the same time. If their Rogue is quick enough, and he is. He's already got the cheap shot. This is terrible.
Yeah, the Rogue's just gonna die here. Rogues bleeds on him for the whole game, so there's really no resetting for him, right? Like, he's done. He's gonna die. He Hellstones up before he gets too many wound poisons.
Yeah, they're definitely on the back foot. He's gonna be able to live for a bit because he'll be able to cloak and evasion while he's on stun DR. So he has a little bit of time here. But next stun cycle on him, he's dead.
Yeah, but somehow they put a lot of counter pressure on the Mage. Like, what did all this damage to the Mage? I'm gonna watch this again. So it's cheap shot, kidney shot on the Mage. Warlock is sapped. There's no damage going out into the Mage. Friendly Rogue's getting pumped. What does so much damage to this Mage?
Rogue just came out of cheap shot, so now the Rogue is connecting to the Mage. Okay.
Just immediately death coils him. Hits him for a good little bop with the on-use trinket. It's enough to get him down, I guess. Maybe he's not too geared. Starts dotting up the Rogue. But there's a blind on him. So I don't know why this agony isn't breaking right now. Why is this agony not breaking? Oh, you see that?
He reapplied his agony.
He just keeps reapplying it so it doesn't break the blind, dude.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Nice. I mean, you could just put exhaustion on at that point, but I guess it doesn't really matter that much. Okay, so now they're on the mage out of block. 15 seconds before he can block again with the debuff. They're able to salvage it. Rogue decides to switch targets and go on the Warlock now instead of trying to polish off the Rogue, probably because the Rogue got a re, right? So
Yep, he slipped away.
The bleeds fell off. Nice, man.
Wow.
Salvaged it, man. Salvaged it. You made a video about this. Yo, Jerome, good to see you, my friend. Having a great day, my friend. Good to see you, brother. Just talking about some TBC Arena, man. I don't think ratios matter as much as people think. UD only seems as good because you're a lock. Well, I don't know, man. I mean, for Rogue, it's probably, I want to say, more important for a Rogue than it is for a lock. What else is it really important to be undead for? Maybe the other ones don't matter as much, but my opinion would be that it matters the most for Rogue, right? And yeah. Rogue is a pillar of Arena. Like, there is no TBC Arena without Rogues. Like, Rogues are just...
I mean, it comes down to at the highest level, there are different buttons that you can have, and some of them are better than the others, and that's just it. I mean, like,
yeah.
Killing a dwarf priest as a rogue is night and day compared to any other race, because they have stone form and desperate prayer. Those are two full-on defensive cooldowns versus a rogue.
I will say though, like, if you're a good enough player or whatever, like, yeah, racials probably wouldn't matter to get at a gladiator level, right? Because we've seen it on the ladder right now. There's actually a team called Blood Elf Rogue, and they have a Blood Elf Rogue. It's the dude Scrounger from the TR. He plays a Blood Elf Rogue there, and they did it. They had the top 3s team on the server for a while. He's pretty high ranked in 2s. They're like top 10 in 2s as well as a Blood Elf Rogue. So maybe it's only a thing. It still matters though, right? It still matters. It's just like you can do it, but it doesn't mean like the racial matters any less, if that makes sense. You will lose some games because of your racial for sure. Like IMO.
100%.
A lot of them. Okay, this is RD. Honestly, didn't see what happened there. As a warrior-facing druid mage, not having escape artist would suck a lot. For sure. Would Undead Warrior be a nightmare matchup for a lock team? Not really, because warriors are already kind of fear immune because they have Berserker Rage on a 30-second cooldown. It lasts like, what, 10 seconds? So there's like a 20-second window where you can fear them outside of that, which good locks do. Good locks will have like a, not a weak aura, they'll have some kind of add-on or something tracking the Berserker Rage. So they'll see when that warrior is fearable, and they will 100% fear them in those windows. Like Ghingis abuses that quite a lot. But they also have Death Wish, so when that's up, it's like 30 seconds of fear immunity, so... But you would still find value. Like, you'd find yourself feared as an undead warrior. It would happen, and you'd press your button, and you'd get out of the fear, and it would be helpful. It would be useful. But Gnome and Tauren would likely be better, or Orc. Keep in mind, an Orc warrior, just going the standard, like, table stakes warrior build, is going to have 40% stun resist, which is actually so insane. To the point that Brand doesn't even open on warriors with stuns a lot of the time, man. If it's an Orc warrior especially, he just, like, garrotes them. You just bleed him up, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
you have a high chance to get your stun resist, and you're also giving them healing with second wind. They have a talent whenever they're stunned, they start regenerating some health. So you don't want to allow them to get that. You just put them in bleeds.
100%. So they're going rogue here. We usually always all in the druid and stuff, but they really like to go rogue and they make it work. And these are probably the best rogue lock players on the planet Earth. For now. Going for the immolates. Just land in those clutch fears.
It's a good timing on that cheap shot here. He's going to be able to get dots up immediately. Oh, trinkets the okay.
So, Bobka...
Oh, Rogue actually left.
Did he? Bobka just sent me some 3s RLP with Ryva, Mir, and Tazar. Now, Ghingis is like my warlock hero. Like, everybody talks about Ghingis as being this legendary warlock, and he is an absolute monster. I asked Ghingis the other day, I said, who do you think the best warlock is? And he said, it's my boy Tazar. So, and then if you ask most rogues, what are they going to say? You say who the best rogue is. Most of them are going to say Mir, right? So let's take a look at this, boys. This is actually sick. RLP, by the way, thanks for sharing this, Boca. RLP, by the way, definitely one of those S tier comps and threes. You can play it all seasons. Some people would even make the argument that it's the strongest threes team in the game.
Right.
So let's see if we can learn something from this. Right. Riva, Mir, and Tazar, dude. Holy shit.
So we're Alliance, we're Dwarf, Priest, I'm assuming human rogue, and then what, like a gnome warlock?
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see how it goes. This is exciting.
Man, perception plus paranoia though. You gotta imagine they're always gonna get the opener on any rogue team or druid team.
Healer POV, that's hype. Yeah, maybe you'll get a clear picture of the battlefield. Okay, so here they are. They're opening up on Blade's Edge Arena. Let's see how they want to play this. So generally, RLP, in my limited experience, this is how it usually goes. Rogue runs in and aggressively saps a target. You go on one guy. Like, so let's see. Okay, let me just guess what they're going to do here, right? For example, they have a Hunter, though, which Flare kind of complicates things. I don't know, man. Usually, you sap one, you go to the healer, you blind him, you get the trinket, then you either swap to the healer or you continue on the guy that you initially started on. Like, in the most general, like, basic sense, it's usually how it goes. So.
Yeah, I would imagine Hunter's a good target here. So they could do the Sap Priest if they can squeeze it in between the Flare, Sap Priest, Open Hunter, and get 5 wounds up. And once 5 wounds are up against a Priest, it's pretty hard for the Priest to recover, especially if you incorporate tongues into the mix.
Or Sapping Priest.
Yep.
Oh, I love this, bro. It's such a clear game. Oh, man. Beautiful. So they open up hard on the Hunter. Oh, my God. Hunter getting pumped, dude. Down to 60% already. Priest trinkets already something. What do you trinket? The blind? Must be. They're just pumping Hunter. He gets scattered into a blanket on the Priest gets scattered into a blanket. Mage trying to get a poly off on who? The Priest? Or... Hunter just getting absolutely obliterated right there. Having big mirror on him, bro. It's a death sentence. I mean, there's not even a lot to chew on. The Hunter just got freaking globaled, man. Hunter's
Hunter without abolish poison is a nightmare scenario for him with a rogue on him. He's just never really going to get away. Even with the frost trap at that point, if you're not slipping out of the crippling poison, you're really just never going to get away if the rogue plays it properly. He has more movement abilities than you.
Hunter has the least defensives, it feels like, out of all classes in the game. You know, they have that deterrence, which is a little something something, but they don't have like a huge oh shit button. The best defensive they have is what? Frost trap, right? And the frost trap is incredible. It's one of the most powerful spells in the entire game. It's probably up there with blind and stuff. But I would imagine, like, if you're this Hunter, wouldn't you play bottom by maybe the pillar? Because usually frost trap is so good because it's proccing entrapment and you're just running around the pillar, and the frost trap kind of like encapsulates
I would agree that
the whole pillar. You know, like that's what I would imagine.
But I guess your argument could be it's Blade's Edge, so the mage could be abusing the bridge to get the rogue out with blizzards. You know, he kind of has a choke to hold it from, but somehow it's Mir, man. He managed a way to sap a priest versus a mage and a Hunter with flare on Blade's Edge. That's amazing. Yeah,
that was amazing. This is so fun, by the way. Like, I'm having 11 out of 10 fun right now talking arena with you guys, chat, and I'm so happy. Like, there's a good amount of people watching and stuff too. Like, didn't know how this was gonna go. Like, there's no game sound or anything. Yo, thank you for being here, guys. Thanks for giving this a shot. TBC PvP is gonna be so hype. Yo, Sunsage, thank you for that sub, brother. Appreciate that, man. Hunter should have had that trap up sooner. Seemed late. Can we ask Boca what server this is on? It's probably the TR, huh? April 28, 2020. Oh, no. It wasn't even up at that point.
I want to say this is probably Endless 1. Yeah. Just from looking at the gear, they have Season 1 gear on.
Yeah, it's probably Endless 1. Alright. I knew they had music, damn. I am desperate to someday find clean PvP matches recorded in 1920 by 1080 with game sound and no comms. Is it a possibility, chat? I would pay good money for that, man. So we could just go watch those together with game sound, no comms, amazing resolution. Maybe one day we can have those to watch. As a hunter, have the most broken defense cargoes in the forms of the 36-second Bestial Wrath. You normally don't play BM. It's usually you play Marks or Survival. And the hunter win condition in 2s and 3s, like as you progress to the later seasons. In Season 1, you could probably just get away with BM and just go Zug and do quite well. But S2 and beyond, you're generally a drain comp. So you're going double healer in 3s. Usually go with either a Restokin or just an R-Druid and a Disc Priest. And you're just plinking people with Viper Sting and playing keep away. But yeah, I've tried BM on the later seasons as well. Like I messed with it on the TR. The thing that was kind of sad about it is, yeah, sure, you're some uninteractable beast and you're all red and you look badass, but I swear to God, you do less damage than even a mage bumping. Like your just damage isn't that great for some reason. So the best thing about it is the unCCable aspect of it. But I don't know. Be sure BM didn't seem too impressive in the later seasons, and not many people play it, if at all, on the TR right now. All right, new game. So they're fighting a fellow RLP. Oh no, it's not RLP. It is RLP, but it's Shadow though.
A human.
So it's triple DPS.
Triple DPS. Okay.
Okay. Triple DPS. Tazar pushing up to the middle of the map.
You would imagine this prayer mending just counters this triple DPS comp.
So if I'm the enemy team, if you're the enemy team, Brand, what do you do here?
As the Shadow team?
Yeah.
It's gotta be just Zug the priest, right?
Yeah. You just Zug the priest. This priest has got to be feeling a bit scared right now. And Mir gets sapped.
No, wait, it's the warlock. It's never the warlock. So it's either the rogue or the priest that you're killing.
They're going priest here, bro.
Yeah,
you gotta go priest there.
Sap rogue, perfect. That's as best as it's gonna go for you. Now you just need to go connect to the priest. How are they gonna get there though? They still seem far away and that sap's ticking. They're just letting it tick.
Yeah, so they're messing with they're going rogue. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, going rogue seems fine.
I guess they're gonna try to stem damage that way. Maybe they feel that they can actually win the long game and burn through cooldowns and win. So there's Paint's up. Paint's up's out of the way. Next they need to get Cloak. Just
a snapshot at this stage for whatever it's worth. It looks quite good. All the triple DPS is staying pretty healthy. They're not going just full Zug, smash buttons. Mir is taking some damage. Just developing
Mir's
favorably.
Out of Trinket, and they have no Paint's up. So if they clear Cloak now, on the next Cheap Shot Kidney, they should be able to kill. Just gotta live till then. Good positioning by Ravia. Because the rogue wants to interact with him.
It's a full blind on that rogue with no trinket. That's a blind into sap then for sure. If they can make sure there's no dots or anything taken on him. Now the enemy warlock just taking monstrous damage.
Yeah, that blind should seal the game. You can't fall behind as the triple piece.
Like when does this all go so south for them? Let me just try to. I mean, it was looking kind of fine.
It was almost instantaneous off that blind. Whatever caused that trinket from the rogue, I want to see what that was.
I'll watch it one more time for the next game. They're fine. The healer POV doesn't show like this part of the battlefield when we get to the point where the warlock just gets absolutely dumpstered. So the rogue trinketed something other than blind. Is that an issue? In triple DPS, maybe it's not an issue, but in 2s, that's what we talk to each other all the time. We're like, bro, don't trinket anything other than blind because the punish is so severe.
He death blind here, doesn't he? I actually missed that first time around. Does Riven Shadow or Death? He tried to at least. I don't know if he threw the blind at him. So.
Warlock trinket something.
Trinketed of Fear. Okay.
He's getting cleaned up.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much just that he has no trinket and you can just blind him as he comes out of this cheap shot. So he comes out cheap shot. That's where the game ends right there on that.
The land of fear on the shadow. Yeah. Yeah, well played, man. Let's go next. I see Hunter feels like a classmate for Battlegrounds than Arena. Honestly, it's a lot of fun there. It is very strong in the Arena too, though, bro. Like, you'll see some high-rated Hunter teams, and they do rinse some of the strongest teams. When I say rinse, I feel like that's the wrong word. Like, because when I say rinse, like, I think in my mind, like, you go out there and you're just, like, out-finessing them, out-playing them. You, like... they drain, you know, or whatever. They win. They defeat over a long stretch of time some of the best teams, like a DPR team. Like what Rogue Mage is to WD is comparable to what HD would be to DPR. Best map in Arena? Fastest SAF in the world? Yo, grats, man. Best map in Arena? What's your favorite, brand?
In the Grand, 100%.
The Grand?
Yep.
Hey, what's up, JT? Good to see you, brother. What do you say, Shadow Priest, Lock Mage, or Disc Priest, Lock Mage? What's a better comp? Shadow Priest, Lock Mage. Disc Priest, Lock Mage. You don't really see those. I don't know. I actually don't know. I don't have enough experience to say. You don't run into those too often, though, or at all. What's your opinion? Double Pally and twos? I haven't seen it really ever. I don't think it would be too good. If I had to play it, gun to my head, I'd play double ret. And just pull the trigger and hope for the best. I like the slow-mo footage. Yeah, it helps you understand it a bit more. I'll put it on 1.5 till they get out there, though. Then we'll slow it down. Okay, they're playing WLD. This is awesome. This is awesome. This is so awesome. WLD, a classic. Up there with RLD, RLP, RMP. Okay. See how this goes. So I'm just gonna guess here. They're gonna go Warrior. They're gonna sap Warlock. And they're gonna go Warrior and just put. They're gonna immediately blind Druid. Actually, I'm almost certain they're gonna do that. They're gonna sap Warlock, go hard Warrior, insta blind Druid, try to land a fear on him after he trinkets the blind, and that sap as the Warlock on the other end of this, you feel so outclassed sometimes, at least in my opinion, because you just feel like your team is withering around you all within that duration of the sap. It feels so bad. And let's just see what happens here. So gets the sap on the Warlock, right? It's not showing an icon, but I'm pretty sure they do. I see the Rogue over there. Yeah, I see the sap on him. Oh, they're just going Druid.
Yeah, they're just giving the Druid just gave him the opener by just sitting in a tree, right? So.
Yep. Look at this though.
They
Like, so
decided
the
it's
Warlock,
worth it to take it.
the Warlock is still in sap. Like, this is very realistic. This is what, like, you're just as a Warlock here, you just think you're so behind at this point. You come out of the sap and you're just frantically trying to catch up on globals, and your team is just dying, and it just feels like an unrecoverable loss in tempo. Okay, Druid trinkets. They coil him. Or they maybe swap Warrior, or they just finish off Druid.
Like Riva's pushing in for a nice fear here off of Sap.
Juicy ass Howler right there hitting
He
two.
resists.
Or
You hate to see that. Oh no, okay, he resists something else. I thought he resisted the stick screen. Nice, perfect.
Just subbed in the Druid, man. Druid just goes down, yeah.
Okay, lock trinkets, and that should be, if you ever, it doesn't matter what the Druid said, but they still had blind for the lock now. Lock didn't get to play that game at all.
Yeah, very realistic, man. That's how it goes.
So what does the WLD do there? They just can't allow that opener to go so smoothly for them, huh? They didn't disrupt
No, what
it.
they do, like, so we fought Shades of Reality. Shades of Reality and Bobka were doing RLP the other day, and they probably beat us more times than we beat them. I'm almost certain they did. But we started to figure them out a little bit towards the end, and it was because the Warrior just said, "Trust me, Cargos, just run out in the middle of the fucking map, bro. Stop being a pussy behind the pillar." And I was like, that doesn't make sense. I'm just gonna get sapped out in the middle of the map. And he's like, just trust me, bro. What he did is he veened the sap, and also we got in combat. Like, he veened me, and then we also just got the Rogue out. Like, we just aggressively, rain of fire or whatever, shout in different directions. We got the Rogue out. He veened to sap one of the games, and not getting that sap on you was the key, man. And then at that point, if you have all that uptime, the Warrior really pumps. It puts on so much pressure, and then you're no longer on the back foot. It almost feels like you're on the front foot. You just connect with that healer or whoever you're on and just clap him out. On the priest, imagine a Warrior and a lock killing a priest together, Brand. Like, that priest going down, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, tree can be banished, yeah. Mage lock priest can work. Yeah.
So as it stands, where you with your experience with RLP, what seems to be the hardest matchup? Is it crazy to say that's probably a mirror? That is hardest?
No. Hardest matchup actually is RMP. I think most people will tell you RLP is favored over RMP, but I don't know. I don't understand the matchup well enough, but the matches we were losing to were against a good RMP. Good RMP is so scary, and they just play like so. I'm trying to think about what happens a lot of times. Like if you're just on Blade's Edge, right? It feels like your rogue can't really get a sap. They're pushing up in the middle. They're blizzarding everywhere. Like you're hesitant to just go in, so they push up on the bridge and they just start blizzarding you while you're behind those two poles, you know? And then you're getting like frostbitten there and stuff, and it's like it feels rough. It feels rough. I think it's a pretty fair matchup though. And they're both just trying to kill the enemy priest, usually. Both teams. Alright, let's see this one. Infinite skill, RMP is top. Rogue Mage Priest, my IRL friends have came very far. Alright, let's check it out. So this is Turbo, boys. Any Turbo fans? Anybody playing Turbo, dude? This is Pog right here. This is Enhancement Shaman, Arms Warrior, and Druid.
So this typically should be very scary for the Warlock, right? Like they're just gonna just want to connect to the Warlock, zug, pop the Bloodlust, purge all the hots, purge all the shields, and kill him.
Yeah, the Warlock is usually not the kill target, and you're chilling, and then you see Turbo, and you're scared for your life, man. So let's see what happens here. They get the sap on the Warrior. It's expiring right now. Didn't really do too much. They pushed up across the map. Druid getting a Cyclone. Gets it on the Warlock. Okay, goes for the Psychic Scream on the Druid, gets it. They're pressuring the Shaman. Gets Trinket out of the Shaman. You can see that the Tauren Warrior on the other side with the Lionheart's Executioner. You see that sword? You know, usually you would get the Storm Herald, right? But if you're going to go play with the Shaman and go Sword Spec and go full Wind Fury Zug Turbo, you can justify getting the Lionheart Executioner. Super cool looking sword, man. I mean, it's not an absolute blowout. They were pressuring the Shaman, but he didn't just fall over. Putting some damage back on Mir. Warlock's still perfectly healthy, sitting at 100%. Controlling him pretty well. Doing damage to the Warrior now. And they just get the Warrior.
Yeah, they just played super aggressively right off the bat. Sap on Warrior, open on Shaman. Clear blind, I believe, at the beginning into a Ryba running in on his mount to fear off. They just tempoed out the matchup, never let him stabilize.
It's so interesting how much of a big deal positioning is too, right? Like, I just feel like you're usually on the receiving ends of the aggression of Turbo. Usually the Turbo is just charging across the map, and that makes such a big deal, and they're just tunnel visioned on one guy, and you can't seem to get that pressure off that one guy. But it all starts with that sap, maybe, man. I swear, just there's something about it, like butterfly effects out into like them being able to get on the offensive as well, and make the first move, have the first mover's advantage. Okay, another rated game. Oops.
For all you enhanced players out there, though, I can't help but say that Turbo looks so incredibly fun to play. You just run across the map on your mount and zug somebody every game.
Yeah.
Pop the Bloodlust and go. Sounds amazing to play.
That does sound like a lot of fun.
Warrior gets to get Wind Fury every game and Bloodlust.
So this is
So we got
triple DPS, I believe, as well. 7.3k mana. Seems like this would be an Ellie, right? This is probably Ellie, SL.
Well, keep in mind, I think this is Endless 1, like early season, so
it could be Resto.
I can't imagine this is Ellie. It seems like a troll comp if it's Ellie, to be honest.
I don't know. I'm seeing some Bestial Wrath action right there. Elemental, there it is. Chain Lightning's being cast
really?
right now. Yeah.
Okay. So what's the win condition for them? They probably just have to kill your priest then, right? They have to just triple DPS your priest? Ryba's not even scared. He's running into it.
No one's scared. No one's taking any damage, too. You just, you don't really understand it. You expect somebody to take Some huge
just
colossal
resisted the
amount of
enemy.
burst.
He resisted the enemy Warlock's coil just to put a cap on it as well.
Yeah, maybe it's just a gear advantage or something too, but there was not much damage going out to the Mirror's team. It just kind of went away.
Yeah, questionable Ellie Shaman there. Maybe he queued up as the wrong spec. I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, hate to see it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just don't know what the
win.
win condition is for them there. This seems rough.
Are you more hyper TBC or Wrath in general? I'm more hyper TBC, I'd have to say, but I'm hyper Wrath. I in the past didn't get too nostalgic about it, but the more and more I think about it and talk about it, like Wrath, I'm excited to play it as well. But TBC, I can't say I'm more excited for Wrath than TBC. TBC is gonna be so much fun, guys. All right, on to the next game. I'm loving this, man. I don't know if anybody else is enjoying this, but this is the content that I look for personally. Like when I'm sitting down to eat my Jimmy John sandwich or whatever, I'm looking for commentary over arena games. Like, it's just what I would love so much. Like if anybody else wants to make this type of stuff too, you know. And I watched those endless arena tournaments so many times now that I've exhausted them. But how good is Shadow Priest going to be in PvP and TBC? Well, you can play it in 2s. You can play double DPS Rogue with the Shadow Priest, and 3 Shadow Play is probably the most popular comp. And the most exciting comp if I was a Shadow Priest would be Shadow Play. It's super fun. You do a ton of damage. It really lets you shine. Like you do so much damage. Oftentimes you do more damage in the lock, and you're just cleaving everything down with just massive dots, like pressure everywhere. It's so much fun to play Shadow Play. You either win or lose pretty quickly, and there's so much damage that you're dealing that really fun. Okay, so they're fighting what, Turbo again? Looks like it.
Yep, same team. This time the Turbo is actually playing
On the offensive, yeah.
aggressive. Yep.
It's just amazing though that they just can't seem to deal any damage to anybody. Okay, they're going for the Priest. Now, it's the first time I've seen the Priest take any damage this whole play session, I swear. Shaman's got the blacksmithing maces, look at that.
This is actually amazing positioning by Ryva. Amazing positioning by Ryva, where the warrior wants to get onto Ryva. Clearly, the shaman's tunneling him. They're probably calling kill priest Zug Zug, but he's just staying LOS of the druid, but at the same time LOS of the warrior so that he can dispel off the hots. And if the warrior wants to connect to the priest, he has to charge to him out of LOS of the priest. Like, couldn't have been any better positioning there from Ryva. That was amazing.
Yeah, man. Bro, this turbo combo seems the weakest. Yeah, it can be scary though. It can be scary. It's just they're fighting like the best players like on the planet, so some of them at least. Okay, let's see what we got next. Do a couple more here. Okay, we got a warrior priest lock. WLP. Not something you see as well. It's interesting, their only crowd control tools are really all fear. All 3 of them. I don't know if that matters much, but you just don't run into this that much for whatever reason. Let's see if they put up a fight.
Definitely have some tools that they can make some plays with. Like you could intervene a kidney shot here and there. You know, they could save the game, intervene the blind or the saps. Interesting. They're just going to go lock, huh?
Yeah, let's make a prediction what they're going to do here. So if you're the RLP here and you're looking at this team, you would ideally want to sap Warlock probably. And then either go Priest.
It's Dwarf Priest, so you're probably not wanting to kill Priest. You have other good options.
He's going to get in combat too, this Warlock with the Fell Hunter. Maybe you sap Priest, blind. You just sap Priest, go Warrior probably. And then he has to sit the sap, then you blind him, then he trinkets, you try to connect with another CC, and then you just kill the Warrior. Let's see. Keep tongues up on the lock. So they're doing.
They weren't able to get the sap. Okay, so that you're already behind as the rogue team. Starting without a sap is massive. Yep. They're gonna go lock though. Looks like.
Interesting. Get the paints up. No CC's going out on that priest though. so far. There's a trinket.
Maybe
Trinket
good.
is something.
They
Yeah,
did
so
put a
they
sap on the priest, I believe. Okay.
yeah, they got a fear on the priest. He trinketed it. One add-on that I absolutely love that I hope they have for TBC Classic is the one where right over like their portrait, you see how it has like a class icon here. It'll show when they're CC'd, so it would show like a clock of a fear ticking down, and it'll say like 8.5, 8.4, 8.3, 8.2, 8.1, and tick all the way down. It's a bit hard to know exactly when people are CC'd. And they just bop the Warlock real quick. Nice. Yo, Ninjachi, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. For the tier 2, bro. Gifting a tier 1 and a tier 2, man. It was good to see you, bro. How's my man Stino doing? I haven't checked in on him in a minute. How's it going, Ninjachi? What's up, baller? What was the warrior doing? I just saw him on 0 rage for like 95% of the match. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
Oh, he's dealing with shields, and they weren't touching him. So
So true.
most likely didn't get a charge as well. So he was just on the back foot the whole game. To be honest, trying to
He
peel.
ate a fear immediately, right? Then he just berserker rages or does something. Probably just berserker rages out of it. Yeah, still no rage.
Yeah, he definitely was struggling.
Yeah. Still 0 rage. Still 0 rage. Oh, man.
Oh man, yeah, I actually hate to see that.
He's just smacking a priest with a shield on or something, gets full feared. Oh no, he doesn't get full feared. There, he finally gets a bit of rage. Game's over already, almost. Warlock's almost
Yeah,
dead.
they locked the priest. His tongue's on the priest. Focus spell locked him on the cast.
Yeah.
And they just Lock just dies.
Yep. Love this content, Cargos. It's getting me hyped for arenas. Yo, I'm so glad, man. I'm so glad. We'll keep looking for like really good games to cover as well. We'll go out there and find some good stuff and try to do this regularly. I was talking to Shades and Blaketron, Brand. They're down to do a PvP show. I think we should all do one together, man. Just like 4 of us, and
Yeah.
every now and again we just bring up games, review them, try to learn something.
Yeah,
Gotta
that'd be
come up with a
amazing.
name for it and everything. Alright, let's go next. I want to see a really good game versus like an RMP or something. Let me check the comments. I'd love to see a game where one of them dies, you know? Yeah, even if they
Yeah,
still
just make it a
win.
little bit closer, yeah.
Yeah, they're just rolling everybody right now. Okay, they're going up against... Okay, double healer team. Double healer hunter. Exciting isn't the word that comes to mind, but let's see how they do against this. This is another new one. So they're a bit laid out of the gate. So this enemy team right here, boys, their strategy really is just to keep plinking this priest with Viper's Sting, to stay alive, to not take too much damage, and outlast this team. Now, Warlocks are really good against Drain comps in general, just the nature of life tap, but priests are very susceptible to a Viper's Sting more so than any other healer. So like a Druid can abolish it, and it's not 100% that you're going to get it off. There is some like dispel protection to it, but you can get off a Viper's Sting. Priests have no way to get off Viper's Sting. A Dwarf Priest does, though. They have one way to get off Viper's Sting with Stone Form. And Viper's Sting isn't something that you can just immediately reapply. There's a bit of a cooldown to it. So, I mean, that's a big deal. The Priest has to be super careful. And try not to get Viper's Sting. Oh, it's a BM Hunter? Okay.
Interesting. Not what I expected. Looks like they're gonna just zug the Druid though with CC on the priest. They blind to clear the trinket. Now the lock and the priest can take over on the CC on the priest. They're doing a lot of damage to this Druid though.
They are.
Looks like the hunter's trying to set up a trap on the priest. He's not even.
It's like Riva's like
landing.
AFK, bro. He's just letting this team win.
He's not even. He hasn't even Viper Stinged the priest yet. They're not even playing for that win condition. They're actually just playing for a kill.
Yep, Feral charges over to the priest. It looks like he's like DC'd or something. He's behind the pole trying to heal himself, but I think he's got 5 wounds or something. That was the most pathetic regrowth I've ever seen. The Druid just regrowths himself for like 5%. And he's dead. Damn, owning. I think this whole video, by the way, is them going like 80-0 or something, just like never losing. So you just really see how beast mode they are. I've done Hunt Rogue early patches. I did BM without Trinket because I wanted more DPS and figured Bishop will be sufficient. I was wrong. Trinket is really vital. Yeah, BM Hunter with Rogue Season 1 could be really scary. Like even as us, we're going Rogue Lock, right? Like I'd be actually pretty scared of that. You couldn't pay me to play this comp. That Age of Empires soundtrack though, hell yeah. But yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna call it here for now. I think we're gonna do a Dark Portal episode later with Crix around 7 p.m. PST. But this is just a little taste of things to come. We want to do more PvP content. We'll refine it. We'll get better with it. Hopefully we can find some with some in-game sound as well. Hopefully you guys learned like 1 or 2 things. And Bran, I don't know if you want to shout out your channel in the chat. I'm gonna try to actually, because you guys really should follow Bran. We're streaming over on his channel, like our Glad push. We're pushing Glad in 2s and 3s, and streaming on his channel. So if you want to follow along with that, throw him a follow.
Yep, it's just Bran_1015.
1015.
Yeah, as Kirk said, I played Rogue with him. We'll be playing together on Bloodsail. We're pretty much just practicing until the real deal goes. So we're doing a lot of arena content.
Can you link it to me? It's not working, the shout out thing. Or can you DM me your Twitch?
Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah, we might try to get a few games in today, possibly. All right,
I put it in the Discord call.
Yeah, here's his Twitch, guys. And I'll be playing with him. He's going to be my main fuse partner for TBC, so you getting to know him. So thanks so much for your time, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed it. And I hope to see you later on the Dark Portal. We're going to host my buddy Shades, yo. Oh yeah, no problem. Anytime, man. I'll call you in a second here. We're going to host Shades and talk to him about the PvP show. Get him hype about it, guys. Spam his chat. Be like, yo, we heard you might do a PvP show. Let's see what he thinks about it, because that would be really awesome, right?